physical, talking physical media on FanZcene. On FanZcene. Shut up, rookie.
Well, hello, fellow followers. Welcome back to the Physical Media Show here on FanZcene. I am Greg. Yes, Tom is coming. Don't worry. Tom is good. He had to go do something real quick. He'll be right back here. Go ahead and get the show started. He'll be right here. But welcome to the show. Glad to see you all out there. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. Let everybody know the show is on. And I'm going to go ahead and start saying hi to the chat real quick. And then we'll get into the news and everything, and then Tom will be here and all that. And so don't worry, guys. So up first we have Uncle Remus. He says, "Where's my 4K of Armageddon?" Yes, where is the 4K of Armageddon? Criterion and Disney. Where's that at? Where's it at? And yes, The Rock on 4K. Yeah, I really wish Disney wouldn't own them personally, but they made them. What can you do? But yes, where are they at? Hell to you, Brian Barth. Glad to see you out in the chat as well. Hello, John the Beagle Dad. Glad to see you too. Let's see who else we have out here. We have Ace Handlin saying, "Let's see some spooky movies." You will definitely see some spooky movies tonight. Don't worry about that. And then hell to you, Tim Hayes. Glad to see you out in the chat as well. And hell to you, Dragozilla. Glad to see you out there. And what is up, Psycho Not Your Daddy? Howdy to you. As always, I love that name. I love that name. And what is up, Doba Fett? Howdy to you. And hello, Corleone Road. Glad to see you out there. Yes, the Wolfman has got nards. Wolfman's got nards. Always remember that. Hell to you, Clark the Shark. Glad to see you out there, my good friend. What is up, Tyrell? Live long and prosper. Glad to see you out there as well. Yes, we're going to get into the announcements here soon, Tim. We'll get into them. Yes, Tom is coming. That's what she said. I'm going to come. And what do we have here? We have Movie Homicide. Are you excited for Evil Dead Burn next? Probably no. Really, I'll be honest with you. I didn't like Evil Dead Rise. I don't understand why so many people liked Evil Dead Rise. That was a really stupid movie. And I understand Bruce Campbell and Sam Raimi are a part of it. They're producing it. I get it. But not everything they do is good. I love them. Don't get me wrong. I love them. But not everything they make is good. I really didn't care for Evil Dead Rise. And I don't really have hopes for Evil Dead Burn. But I have to see something of it before I can actually truly judge it. But at the moment, I'm not really excited for it. So that's just me. That's just me. Next year is the 30th anniversary of The Rock. Yes, perfect opportunity to do it. Definitely. I wish you guys. Tom would probably know a little more about the 4K players than I do. So I don't know. So I know players can cause skippage. I know that. I have to look into it, and then maybe we can help you a little further, John the Beagle Dad. Sup, Night Junkie. Glad to see you out there. Who else do we got? Salute to you, Steven of Deleted Scenes. Glad to see you out there as well. I was going to buy a VHS hat, but you're planning on like a DVD one. That'd be good. Maybe I should make a DVD one. I do. There is a sale right now. By the way, if anybody wants any FanZcene merchandise, it's for the next day. There is a sale for FanZcene merchandise on my TeePublic. Link is in the description. There's $16 t-shirts, $14 hats, I believe. You can get a VHS. It's not quite like mine because I actually had mine special made, but it's this. You can get one of these. You can get a mug. You can get a t-shirt. You get a hoodie. It does help the channel. I don't really pimp it because I don't like telling you guys to please buy. I feel weird doing that. But if you do want some, it is out there. You can't buy it. It is on sale right now. So, and maybe I'll make a DVD, hat, shirt. I don't know. I should do that, like a DVD and a Blu-ray, because I do have a VHS one. So I should probably do that. Good call, Psycho, Not Your Daddy. But yeah, I should probably do that. Hell to you, Anthony Draven. Glad to see you out there as well. And let's see. Hell to you, Style Selection. I missed it. Hell to you, Style Selection. Glad to see you out there. My F1 disc 4K is literally unwatchable. That is crazy. I'm going to have to look into that for you, John. And what is up, Philip Baharonis? No, Tom is here tonight. Tom is here tonight. So we do have Tom, everybody. We do have Tom. Don't worry.
Don't worry.
Yes, he has returned. He has returned. But welcome to everybody else. Yeah, welcome, Tom. Glad to have you on the show, and welcome to everybody out there in the chat and everybody watching at home. I hope you guys are ready for some physical media tonight and some spooky movies, probably galore. Hell, Thomas, there you go. Tom finally came. I'm gonna come.
That's
I'm
what
gonna
she
come.
said.
that's what Boba Fett said earlier. All right. There was a couple announcements I saw earlier, but nothing like I think huge. I saw. Nothing huge. I mean, it's very average. That's at least that's what I've been told. I mean,
I must stop Shout Factory from existing.
a lot of talk about that. I did do a video on it. Got some good traction on that video.
I saw it.
That was much needed traction. Trust me, for my channel, I needed that. I really needed that. Yes, as for anybody who don't know, there was a forum post, and yes, I know it's a forum post, and people are bitching because some guy on a forum post in Blu-ray.com said Shout Factory was going to be shutting down. However, no, they are not going to be shutting down or stopping physical media. But what I'm coming to find out through that video and some research, Shout Factory looks like they're probably moving a warehouse from warehouse to another warehouse. Is what I was being told and finding out. So they are like selling. I mean, you go on there right now. They're selling crap really cheap. Some stuff really cheap, and scalpers are buying them up, and that's a bad thing. So I guess they're kind of like cleaning out stuff for the move to the warehouse, and they might not even be selling on their own website anymore. So from now on, I guess maybe they're going to just sell directly to other, from other
retailers
places.
Probably. Well, what was the other thing that came about? Wasn't there some other company that bought them up? I can't remember the name now. Yeah.
From what I think it's a company called Oak Ridge merged with FilmRise, and they are together.
FilmRise, that's the one I couldn't remember.
Yeah, and together, I guess it's FilmRise altogether now has basically bought Shout Factory and merging with them.
And they're big in streaming, right? Even
yes,
like
they're big
free
in
stuff. So yeah.
Yes. So that's what also they were saying that, Shout's going to go exclusively streaming. So
I doubt that, but I see them being more retail and a lot more
Yeah.
leaning into the streaming.
Me too.
And I think you pointed it out best in your video that Arrow and Kino have been kind of eating their lunch lately. Even Criterion has come in and stole a few titles from pretty much everybody has. I mean, for every one title they get, like Time Cop, they lose 2 or 3 other ones. And I think you also pointed out one of the reasons why Shout Factory has been shit. You didn't even have to get into the crap with me and other, customers who have dealt with their bullshit, right? Which is a big part of this, I bet. Because I don't think it's a coincidence that I had the same issue as a few other people did, and then all of a sudden they're fucking, their shit falls off like a cliff. And I mean, notice all the exclusive stuff they were supposed to be doing and all these exclusive club. Whatever happened to that?
Yeah. And it looks like there will be no more site exclusives. So
yeah, no surprise there, huh, boys? That's what happens when you cut off whales and treat your customers like shit.
Yeah, and it's been pretty bad lately. And also, I was just like, I also did another video. Which they've pretty much had the stranglehold on the Halloween movies.
I saw that. So the most restored movie in history is getting restored again. You're telling me?
Supposedly.
I wish I could have gave you that line before you did that. So you're
I know. I wish I would have said that.
I think this is the most restored movie in history.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
How many fucking 4K scans now done? At least 2 or 3 or more. I think they did a 4K scan for back in for the Blu-ray, and then they had the Lionsgate scan. Yep. And then I think Shout, I don't know if they did a rescan, but I know they did a recolor timing because they have both versions. So like, yeah, this movie has been redone up the ass, but you know what? This probably is about time to get it rescanned again. And Arrow is one of the, if it's not Arrow, Vinegar Syndrome, Arrow, go for it. Give it a great treatment. It needs it. Yeah.
Supposedly, I haven't found anything where, some people are saying, oh, it's just a Shout scan, but according to them, it's a new scan by Arrow, and it's available right now on Apple TV.
See, and here's where I can see that, because you had brought something up along the lines of this, and I think there is something to it. Most of the time when Shout Factory does their scan, their stuff, the scans they get or whatever the companies, give to them.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the reasons why Shout Factory has had a stranglehold on Halloween for so many years is I think they had an exclusive license, like you were talking about, you kind of hinted at. And in that exclusive license, they did that initial scan, or they bought that scan from Lionsgate, I think is what it was.
Yeah.
One of the two. Or they did do their own scan again, and this would be the third or fourth actual scan of the film. Now, that being said, I think that's the case. I think you were kind of hinting at that or getting that to that point, or said that directly, where basically Shout Factory owns that scan of the film, and that's why. And Arrow probably is also like, fuck it, we're going to do our own new scan, because that scan is how many years old? That was shit.
Yeah. It's like
that was one of my
5 years
first
old
4Ks.
now, right?
I was going to say, well, if it's the Lionsgate scan, it's more like 10 or 15 years old.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
That's my point.
Yeah, that's true. And then Dean Cundy came in for Shout and color timed it, for him. So, yeah, it's interesting. And it was also pointed out to me, which I also tend to believe this might also be the case, is since Arrow is a UK company and Shout does not release these 4Ks in the UK, this will help those UK customers, because it might be UK only at first. You know what I mean? For the 4K, since they've had to import all these 4Ks from Shout on the Halloween movies. So it looks like a lot of the UK fans were excited about it, whereas like a lot of us is like, do I really have to buy this movie for the 100th time again?
Well, especially to make it worthwhile. See, I think Arrow will go in and try to find some more special features. There's tons of shit that could be done with this. Honestly, I don't even know what the source of the last few audio mixes have been. And famously, as far as I know, unless somebody corrects me if I'm wrong, because I actually have the official soundtrack of Halloween, because there's been a couple of them been released over the years, but my understanding is those are re-recordings by what is his name, Alan
Silvestri.
No, the other guy who works with John Carpenter.
Oh yeah. I know you're talking about him.
I can't remember his damn name, and I even got his autograph, I think, somewhere too. But anyway, point is, he I think he redid the soundtrack for the first film, and a lot of people have complained for years that it's different. It's mixed differently. I think there's some timing that was different, some tracks missing. So what I have is when Mondo, I think it was, or whoever it was through Mondo, released what was the stem for the music. So my understanding is they have the original stems, but they don't have the original audio for the original music for Halloween, and it's been lost since way back when. And the reason I guess it's been lost is because I think it was one of the first half digital recordings, I guess, or something like that, to where they ended up losing the master because of something or other. Somebody please correct me or send me some literature on this. I would love to know the history of this, of what happened. But I have, as if you were lucky enough to buy this version, this full stem of the soundtrack. And what sucks about it is there's even some of the sound effects and stuff that bleed through into the soundtrack.
Right.
So you can kind of hear that must have got, because I don't know what happened or what the mixing process was. But at that point, I don't know what the 5.1 and Dolby Atmos remix are based upon. I don't know if they redid, I think they redid sound effects and some other shit for the 5.1 mix, is my memory. Like thunder and lightning, or the lightning, I mean. Or thunder, yeah, I meant it right first time.
Yeah.
Like the thunder and some of the rain scenes. Even talked about how they added some rain, I think, and some stuff like that. If I'm not mistaken, that or I'm misremembering for something else. But I would love to see them be able to go back with AI now, and before anybody goes knee jerking on this. What I mean is they can go in and separate the audio now. So, this is something they've been doing now for the last few years, and I like it because this means they have all the original stuff there. They don't have to go sifting through the archives for it. And that's one of the reasons, I guess, why Warner Brothers has been notorious for this most of all, but some of the others have too, where they've replaced and added other sound effects to the surround sound mix. I.e., remember recently when I talked about Meatballs, where Jason Reitman discovered that at some point Sony had done a 5.1 remix for Meatballs and added all sorts of shit to the soundtrack that was never there before. So,
yeah, like you said, like a bird or something too.
A bird, like right now, like in the intro, they noticed it. And they're like, they scrapped it right away because they're like, well, let's use this 5.1 mixer. We at least have it on there for preservation.
Yeah.
And then Jason starts, and they have this in the making of it. You're watching it, and all of a sudden Jason's like watching it, and there's like this, the Meatballs, horns come up, or whatever you call it. I think it's a what you would call it, the Scottish fucking instrument.
Oh, a bagpipe.
Yeah, I think it's bagpipes or horns. I can't remember which. They play in the beginning of Meatballs. And all of a sudden you hear this duck squawking in like the right channel. He's like, where the fuck did that duck come from? He's like, is that in the original mix? And the guy's like, no. And he goes, in fact, he goes, let me play it and I'll show you. And he plays it for him. And then they used, I think they had the original tracks, and I think they used some AI to mix it out some more, where they did a whole new stereo mix for Meatballs.
Right.
So like that other mix is gone now. And this new mix is one that's the new definitive mix that Reitman did. It has nothing that's been added to it at all.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I would say
Alan
that's
Howard,
a good
thank
use
you,
of Alan Howard. I would say that's a good use of AI, so you can get like the original sounds back. But it is
one of the first places to do this was actually Ben Burt. You might know that name because he did the sound for Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
He actually did the remix of War of the Worlds with that technology. He was one of the first.
Right. But it is
So
funny.
It's all the original audio. So yeah.
Yeah, it is funny that you bring it up about the music in Halloween, because in the trailer that Arrow released with their logo, it's the Halloween 2018 music. It was pointed out that the sound, the music is what the new recording that John Carpenter and his son.
Sure?
That's what they were saying. That's what they were saying.
Because there is a new version they did of the original song that I have that Shout Factory had that came in a little single. That really? Was obviously recorded at the same time they did the Halloween 2018 stuff.
It could be that one. I know. I was reading
Halloween 2, The Fog, and Escape from New York. I have all the singles.
Somebody was a couple people
and Halloween 3. Sorry,
yeah. A couple people were pointing out that in the trailer that it's the same Halloween song they used in the 2018 trailer.
And that might be that version I'm talking about. I'd have to compare the two, but. Yeah, for those who bought the big fucking 4K Halloween box set from Shout, it came with a record that had dual-sided songs. The first side was the themes, the original Halloween theme, but it's redone. It's not the actual original version. It's redone by John and his kids and that other guy. And it sounds a lot like the new soundtrack because it was recorded, I think, at the same fucking time.
Yeah.
My guess is that's what it is. And they probably use that for the trailer because it's just basically the old theme song redone in a new 20, whatever it was, 2018 or whatever.
Yeah. But it's all very interesting things because it's like clearly, like I mentioned in my video, the one guy, I can't remember his name, but the one guy who was like one of the big founders of Scream Factory now works for Arrow. And I know I mentioned some of the wrong titles. I meant to mention other titles that I mentioned in that video, but like they got the Psycho movies, but they're exclusively UK. But for 4K, they got the Psycho movies. They got Trick or Treat. That looks like now they're getting Halloween. They got some of the other one title I'll bring on tonight. Speaking to John Carpenter, I'll have that tonight. But like they took a couple like the 4K license rights that. From Shout.
Well, we got to keep that in mind is that the Blu-ray and the 4K rights are technically different.
Yeah.
Unless they've managed to get both in their contract. So yeah, as far as new releases, there wasn't a whole shit ton this week.
No,
the bigger news was that Shout news. There was, I think there's some Criterion stuff that we covered last week.
Yeah.
I don't even think Kino announced anything really big this week. I'm trying to look now,
but doing some Pink Panther Blu-rays.
Well, they have the Pink Panther. They announced that already, but we're just finally getting to look at them for the first time. Which I'm excited for those, but I'm curious how they're going to look and what source they're going to be from and all that kind of business. Because it's hard to say. Yeah. Those have been in like somewhat decent versions for a while on Blu-ray, but I haven't watched them in a while to kind of compare. I have no idea. My memory is that they look good. Because the DVDs were kind of hit and miss for my memory, but we'll see how this set turns out. I'm kind of excited for that. Otherwise, from looking at my feed, I didn't see anything new unless I missed something.
I think just the Pink Panthers is what I saw, and also they're releasing Dan Curtis's Gothic Tales on Blu-ray for Kino Cult. But other than that, I don't think I've seen anything else. I think you're right. I think that's about it. Did we mention
anyway? Yeah.
Out of Africa with Robert Redford and Meryl Streep is coming to 4K on.
I think I remember that one from a while
ago. November 18th. That's about it. I think I saw. I know we mentioned the Catch Me If You Can thing. I know we mentioned Minority Report. Yeah, it looks like that's it. Yep, it looks like that's it. Oh yes, I did see that. Thunderheart is coming out in January. Thank you, Uncle Remus. I did see that.
Yeah,
That's
another
what
one
got
from
me.
Sony. Sony's kind of like, here's my one complaint about Sony. They've been doing this lately. There's like 2 or 3 titles they've done this now. They'll finally release a fucking Blu-ray of it, and then they'll release a 4K like a year
Yeah,
later.
yeah.
It's like, okay, you sons of bitches. This is like the 3rd or 4th time. Actually, it's like the 4th time they've done it to me now. So I forgot about My Girl. So yeah, they've done this, but My Girl had been out for a while, but they remastered it in 4K and then they re-released it in 4K recently this year.
Yeah.
It's like, you bastards.
Oh, it's also
Anyway,
a Breakdown is getting a single US 4K release that's available to pre-order now
interesting.
with Kurt Russell Breakdown. So I think that comes out in January too as well. Maybe I didn't see the date, but I did see you can
Now that one's
pre-order
the
it.
only one besides the Friday the 13th Part 2 that hasn't been released separately, right?
Right.
I think.
Yes. Yes.
And that's set. Well, World War Z did get a separate release, I think, right?
Did Orphan 2 get a separate release?
I think so when it came out,
I
but I
think
could be wrong.
Did Shout do 4K World War Z?
They did. Now that you reminded me,
Yeah,
yes, they did.
I think they did. Yeah. So like
Yes.
Breakdown and Orphan, I think were the only
Orphan might have only got a Blu-ray, but if not, then I think Breakdown and Friday the
Yeah.
13th Part 2 are the only ones. And that to me tells me that if we haven't heard anything about Friday the 13th 2 yet, probably gonna get a 4K box set the next year, probably from Friday. Is there a Friday the 13th next year?
There's like 3 of them next year, I think.
Oh shit, then yeah,
So-
probably the latest one,
Yeah.
the last one, probably.
Plus the box set, the Shout box set went out of print. So once that's gone,
that's
it's
a
gone.
good sign. Yeah. Chances are, because it's going to take them a while, because they already have 1, 2, 3, and 4. I think 4 up to 4 in
Up to 4,
4K.
Yeah.
So
And
that
then
means the
Jason
rest of them got to be
Bell,
scanned. Yeah.
But that's
The rest
not
of them got to
them.
be scanned. Yeah, 5, 6, 7, and 8 got to be and I hope they redo Part 1. Please, for the love of God. I don't care about how the movie looks. I think the movie looks fine. Everybody's bitching about how dark it looks. It's like the movie's supposed to be fucking dark.
Yeah.
They lightened it for VHS. You got to remember that. The movie looks like it's supposed to look. The problem is they didn't have the flash like they're supposed to at the Friday the 13th logo. And when the girl gets killed, that's the part.
Yeah, that's like one of the most memorable scenes in the very beginning.
Be missing it at the end too. Yeah. So
yeah. So I really wish they would.
They fixed it for Part 2, and Part 2 looked amazing on 4K. So I'm hoping. I mean, not like I from my memory, I think it looked pretty damn good. So I'm looking forward to see what they do with 4, 5, and 6, and so on. 3, I'm not worried about. Because I know 3 is going to either be a fucking AI mess, or it's just going to be a re-release of the 3D version, which I already have a reconfigured 3D version that Turbine did. Or I guess they realigned the 3D, and yeah, it looks. I just sampled it quick, and it looks a lot better. I think I remember telling you that.
Yeah.
It's a lot more in line than what I remember because I just watched the Shout one again not too long ago, and I've seen that a few times. And then I watched a few scenes of this, and I'm like, oh yeah, the ones that I knew stuck out. I'm like, they did a much better job with this one. But anyhow, that being said,
with that being
we should get to our picks.
Yep, and I hope we gave you guys a good conversation. I could probably even clip that and make a video of that myself.
Probably.
But Tom, go ahead. You go ahead and go first. You got a little more than I do.
Okay, some of these are ones that you guys have seen me bring on a few times before. So let's get a couple of those, I guess, out of the way first.
And that's okay because it is Halloween and we tend to watch the same ones every Halloween.
This is one that I think I brought on not that fucking long ago. Kindergarten Cop.
Kindergarten Cop, yeah, I remember. Yeah.
So not that long ago.
Not too long ago, but it's been a while.
It's been a little while. It's been a while.
But
speaking of Ivan Reitman, like Meatloaf or Meatballs and all that stuff like that. Yeah. This is just a great film. I remember when it first came out, I think I talked a little bit about it then. I don't know what I can say about it now that I didn't say then. I wish it had some more special features, even like I'm sure they had like a making of back in the day for like HBO or whatever they should have thrown on here or something, but not even a commentary from Harold Ramis or anything not Harold Ramis, Ivan Reitman or anything like that. So it is kind of and especially Arnold Schwarzenegger. Let's be real.
Yeah.
The king of fucking commentary. I like this scene here. This is where I talk to the children. And the children, they tell me that the girls have a vagina and boys have a penis. And then everybody in the theater is laughing because it's so funny. Because it's just a little child saying it. Because they don't know. They don't understand. That would be it. He'd love his commentary because he just sits there and explains it to you, or he's drunk. One of the two. He just sits there and explains the scene, just like, yeah, Arnold, we've seen the movie.
Yeah.
to the little kid, he's so funny because I'm big.
And I said it's not a tumor.
And I say it's not a tumor. That's everybody's favorite line from Kindergarten Cop. It's not a tumor. You know what the second favorite line is? Shut up. Yes. Yes. And then you have all this great cast, and it's the action is coming. I watch.
That's probably why they don't make him do commentaries. Is like,
I don't care. I want to hear more.
I want to hear it too, but this is probably like, we can't put this out there. Who would listen to it? We would.
Look at this girl's body. It's so look. She's just so hot. Oh, shut up! This movie is like 30 years old.
Get to the chopper. I don't say that in this movie. Though,
I don't say that in this movie. But if I did, I would have said that right here.
Yeah. Don't watch part 2 though.
Oh, I never have. Never even had the desire. I honestly, again, like I don't know what I can say about that I haven't already. I'm sure Kino will put it on sale at some point. It looks pretty good.
It's probably on sale right now. They still got the
Lord knows, yeah.
Going on. So
yeah, I just knocked that one out. Let's see here. I don't know if I've ever brought this one on before. Should I do another one or should I just move on? Because you said you had 4, right?
I got 4.
Wait a minute. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, we're gonna just. I think I should just let you go then.
Okay. Well,
anything else you want to say about Kindergarten Cop?
It's a good movie. It's probably on sale, so if you want to get it from Kino, do it while you can. It's a good movie.
Gonna eat you alive.
And I still like the bad guy is like the guy from 3 O'Clock High, which always kills me when I see it. So,
and I love Linda Hunt, and it almost makes me feel like Linda Hunt gave Ivan Reitman the idea, like, God, he's so funny up against her. Maybe if I put him up against Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
She has one of the best scenes too, and she's like, it sounds like she's like, berating him, and she's like, let me finish. I thought that handling the kids with a police whistle was a bad idea, but it seems to have worked. I thought the introduction of a ferret was a bad idea, but the kids love it. I have no idea what kind of police officer you are, but you are a good kindergarten teacher, Mr. Kimball. And she's like, tell me, what did it feel like to hit that son of a bitch? Sounds good.
Sounds good. I remember that. It's been a while since I've seen Kindergarten Cop, but yeah, that is really good.
That's one of the best scenes when she gets him in there and she's like, I did some checking on you. You've never taught anywhere. And you're like, I'm sorry. I had to just let me finish.
What's up, Hollifield? All right, I don't have any comedies to go off of that, but from mine's all horror tonight. So
horrors? What?
Horrors? I wish. Never paid more than a dime.
What? No. I'd buy that for $1.
This movie, I remember liking it when I first saw it, and I watched it this time, and I could say I don't know, The Ninth Gate with Johnny Depp by Roman Polanski. So
I'm trying to remember if I've even seen that one.
It's not very good.
Yeah, I know. I remember it being bad, but I'm trying to remember if I watched it. Spoil it for me.
Okay, so the plot of this movie is Johnny Depp. Like everybody in this movie, they're first off are nobody to root for. They're all assholes. They're all like suck. But okay, so Johnny Depp is like he authenticates rare books, right? He's kind of like a book detective. And like Frank Langella has this book called The Ninth Gate that is supposed to summon Satan. And there's only 3 copies in existence, and he thinks maybe only one of them is real. So he pays Johnny Depp, who's not a very good guy himself, because he screws a bunch of people out of their books in the beginning of the movie, and he basically tells you he's not a good guy. He pays Johnny Depp to go find it out to see if the other 2 are real, or if his is real, if they're all fake or whatever. And because Frank Langella is a huge fan of Satan. And so Johnny Depp sets off on to investigate. His friend gets killed before he leaves because people are trying to steal this book. He meets this woman who seems to be following him. She has green eyes. There's something weird about her. She's hot. He ends up proving that all 3 books are real, but you need certain pages to summon the devil from each book. Frank Langella is basically following him the whole time and collecting the books as he after he investigates them. He tries to raise the devil. Johnny Depp stops him and then has sex with the chick right in front of a burning building, who may or may not be a demon herself. And then he discovers how to raise the devil, and that's the end of the movie. That's like the movie. I just explained it. A 2-hour movie.
Never seen it.
Never seen it. So that's like spoiler.
Nah,
that's spoiler.
You know what would have been better is if Frank Langella was the devil and he was just tricking Johnny Depp the whole time.
Much better. Because he plays, I mean, Frank Langella is legitimately the best part of the movie because he is so freaking evil in the movie. And he just like straight up kills this woman who, you know, right in front of him and everything. And like he's this richer. It's like you had the perfect opportunity to say that this guy is the devil and he is playing a trick on Johnny Depp because he's this unscrupulous book dealer, right? That's a freaking movie right there. But nobody in this movie is redeemable. They're all...
Yeah, he could have been like, I just needed you this whole time to bring me...
Yeah.
You know, bring me
so many ads
or whatever. Yeah.
Apparently there's a bunch of ads. I don't know. I just set it up. Maybe I should change it. I don't know. There's apparently... Yeah, that one was disappointing. What is up with these?
You gotta put it to manual, not automatic, or YouTube will sit there and just barrage people.
I should probably do that. I thought it was on manual. Maybe they changed it on me if I can get into it while we're talking. But yeah, the movie was very disappointing. Very disappointing. I remember for whatever reason when I saw it back probably in 1999, I think was when it was released. I enjoyed it, I think. But then this time watching it, I just did not enjoy it. And Steven says she was the devil. I was reading up on it because the movie is so confusing. You don't really know. According to this, to some people I've seen, is she wasn't the devil. She's the whore of Babylon. The whore of Babylon is what they were trying to say, who she might resemble from the Bible. So I don't know. It was kind of disappointing. Watching it this time around because I don't know, it goes along with another, because there's going to be a theme with books tonight outside of one movie, and so it kind of goes along with another thing I was watching, sort of, you know. So I fixed the ads, by the way, guys. So I guess it was set on automatic. I thought I had it on manual. So but the movie, yeah. After Rosemary's Baby and stuff, and you know, I know it's Roman Polanski, but like this was a very disappointing movie. But I can't say I recommend it. But the movie is, I mean, if you want this, I think this is like $8 on Blu-ray to this day. I mean, it's not, you know. But yeah, it was kind of disappointing. Honestly, the best part of the movie is seeing the chick's boobs at the end of the movie when she's riding Johnny Depp in front of a burning castle. So it's like the best part of the movie.
It's like, if you want this, you can come to my house and pick it up for free. I won't ship it unless you pay for it, but you can have the movie.
Yeah. It's a pass because like it has some really great like into it that you're like, okay, I could see where this could go, and then it goes in the direction that like I don't want it to go in this direction. And you keep waiting for somebody to like be a good guy, and nobody's a good guy.
Horse come in.
That's when the horse come in. So yeah, the astronauts will have to fire up the Cleveland Pilot. Yeah, so like it was disappointing on the rewatch. But hey, I had the Blu-ray and I wanted to rewatch it, and I was, sometimes that happens. Sometimes a movie you remember seeing a while back that you bought and you haven't watched in a long time, and you rewatch it and you realize it really wasn't very good. So I wanted to get that pick out of the way because it was like my least favorite pick of the night. So I'll get that out of the way. But I have nothing else to say on it. If you guys,
I could kind of go a couple different directions after that. But yeah.
Go ahead. I'm done. So
all right, let's stick with the based on book things. And I know I just brought this one on not too long ago. I think both of these actually. I rewatched the Arrow release. Speaking of Arrow, of Silence of the Lambs.
Can you hear him, Clarice?
The screaming of the lambs.
Screaming of the lambs.
Yes, indeed. And of course, I also had to watch Hannibal. And I tell you, every time I watch this movie, I like it less.
Mm-hmm.
This time, especially, I'm watching it going, nothing fucking happens in this movie for an hour. A whole fucking hour, nothing happens. I mean, yes, there's like this thing in the beginning, but then like it meanders and meanders and meanders with this French cop shit. I'm still not sure I care for the fucking what's his face character, the Virgin or Virgil, what's his name?
Oh yeah,
The deformed guy. But you know,
yeah,
Silence of the Lambs still solid. Great flick. You can't go wrong. It's a slasher film that won Best Picture, right? I
yeah.
mean, great film. But again, this goddamn movie takes so long to get going. But once it does, it's pretty decent. But then that whole all the interesting stuff is shoved into the third act. And a lot of the Clarice Hannibal stuff feels so rushed that it's like this should be much more of the film. But anyhow, that being said, I've talked about these so many times already that
They're
yeah,
good
just,
movies.
more for a Halloweeny kind of thing. I was like, yeah.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. It's like everything's like froze on my screen right now.
Oh, okay. I was wondering what was going on because like I'm still big, but I'm on screen now. I'm video. We lost Greg. Oh shit. Can you guys see me on the video? So I guess I'll talk about Silence of the Lambs for the next 5 minutes till Greg shows up. Is that Greg now?
Oh, I'm sorry. I had to mute it. I boomered it. Sorry. I don't know what happened. Like everything froze and then it's just like I was back.
You're back.
So it was really weird.
All right. So yeah, like I said, I don't know much more I can say about Silence of the Lambs that I haven't already a million, billion, trillion times. So.
It's a good movie.
And my dog is barking. I'll be right back.
Go ahead. Now I like Silence of the Lambs. I know Tom's done talking about it, but I do like Silence of the Lambs. It is a good movie. I know we've seen it probably a bajillion times. Yeah, Hannibal. I have never watched Hannibal as nowhere near as much as I've watched Silence of the Lambs. I remember what's his name eating his own brain. What's his name? Oh my gosh, what is his name? Ray Liotta. I remember that he makes Ray Liotta eat his own brain or whatever in the movie, and it does lack Jodie Foster. However you feel about her, it does lack Jodie Foster as Clarice, and I kind of miss that. I kind of miss that. So yeah, I was not too big of on Hannibal. I didn't think it was that great.
Honestly, she doesn't have enough to do with the movie for it to even justify. I mean, I understand why Jodie Foster turned it down.
Yeah, I mean, you could tell by the movie.
Yeah, she's like, fuck this.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess I'll move on to my next pick of the night, keeping in sort of a similar theme. And I just got this, and I don't know if you've seen this one or not, but this is one of my favorites of his work. But I got In the Mouth of Madness. John
What's in his mouth?
Madness.
Madness.
Do you read Sutter Kane? I'm not too. I know a lot of people like this artwork, but I don't think this artwork sells the movie at all. I'm not a big fan of this, really, to be honest with you.
It's kind of HR. Yeah, I get it's like Lovecraft.
It is HP. This is a take on HP Lovecraft.
Or HP, yeah.
Yeah. The whole movie is a take on HP Lovecraft. But yeah, I got the Arrow. Speaking of Arrow, this 4K only, by the way. 4K only, because Shout owns the Blu-ray rights. So there you go.
Silence is the same way, I believe, yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I do have it came with it. I switched it to the regular poster art starring Sam Neill, and what's his name? Oh my God, Charlton Heston is in this as well. Julie Carmen and Jurgen Prochnow, whatever. Anyways, but it's a good movie. I'll get into the plot. I don't know if you've seen this one or not. Yeah.
Yep. I think I saw it like years and years and years ago, closer to when it first came out.
Yeah.
So I barely remember it if I have. I like when you asked me that, like that kind of rang a bell. So I'm pretty sure I have seen it, but yeah.
So like once again, they give you the poster. I would have preferred this poster art. Sutter Kane and this In the Mouth of Madness. I think this sells the movie much better than the red poster art personally. I know you can barely see it, but I'm just like, I think this sells it. Plus, this is actually in the movie. This is the poster in the movie. So yeah, I like that. I think that sells the movie better than the red thing. And then of course you get the little booklet in the Mouth of Madness booklet. Yeah, that they get. Okay, so as far as the movie goes, the movie is a take on H.P. Lovecraft. John Carpenter has said so. So many people get it mixed up with Stephen King and stuff because at the time this was made, Stephen King was, the most popular author. Horror author, I should say, because Sutter Kane is like the number one best-selling horror author in the world. His books are selling like crazy. Matter of fact, people are reading his books and going a little crazy as they're reading the books. They're kind of going mad. And so they hire Sam Neill, who is, like I said, keeping with the whole book thing. They hire Sam Neill, who is like, what is he? Is he an insurance guy? I think he's an insurance guy. Yeah, insurance investigator. So Sutter Kane has disappeared. Charlton Heston is the head of the book company that publishes books. So they hire Sam Neill to investigate what happened to him because he disappeared. They paid him for his newest book and he just disappeared. So Sam Neill starts investigating, starts reading the Sutter Kane books and starts seeing things himself and going a little crazy. And him and this woman, who the editor of his books, travel to this small town, Hobbs End, which is what he writes about in the books. And in there, it's this really weird, messed up town. And they find him, Sutter Kane there. And Sutter Kane tells him that what he's been writing is coming true. These like old gods, like I'm a fan of H.P. Lovecraft. I've read H.P. Lovecraft. So like you really got to sort of know, I guess, sort of H.P. Lovecraft to get into this, but like the old gods and everything, and they're coming through. They gave this author the power, and he's writing, and so like evil's coming. This is the third in John Carpenter's Apocalypse trilogy with the Thing, Prince of Darkness, and then the Mouth of Madness is his Apocalypse trilogy, where everything is coming to the end. It's the end of the world, and so like Sam Neill basically goes crazy, and he finds out maybe he's not even real himself, that Sutter Kane may have just wrote him into existence, which drives him even more crazy. So in the Mouth of Madness, so that's basically, I know it probably maybe didn't describe that as well as I should, but it's a movie that you really do got to go see. And I really enjoy it. I think it is one of John Carpenter's great films, and probably one of his last best films. It was in 94, I want to say. Was it 94?
Maybe even earlier than that, but yeah, something like
maybe
that,
92, maybe 92. I don't remember, but let me see. In the Mouth, 94. No, it was 94. Yeah. I said Prince of Darkness. I didn't say They Live. I said Prince of Darkness and The Thing. I said that's his trilogy, and the great. I don't think I said They Live. Did I say They Live? I don't know. But no, I really enjoy this movie. Also, a young Hayden Christensen is in this movie. I know that's weird. I just saw that when I was watching the credits and they said Hayden Christensen. I said, where the fuck was Hayden Christensen? I didn't see him. He's like in it for a minute.
And the babies too?
No. He's a paper boy. So
because he hates them.
Yeah. He doesn't barely look like him. No, but I enjoy this movie.
He hates sand.
He hates sand.
It gets
Body
everywhere.
bag. Yeah. I was thinking about watching Body Bags. I haven't seen that in years. It's that
I don't know.
John Carpenter.
I think I have it, but I have never watched it, so I can't really.
I haven't seen it in a long time. Yeah, but no, I do recommend as far as like the 4K goes of this. This looks incredible. Once again, Arrow does great work. I can't complain. It looks great, sounds great, good quality, lots of special features. I think a lot of the special features are carried over with some new ones. So there you guys have it. Check it out. It's well worth it. This is well worth it. So I highly recommend In the Mouth of Madness. I love it. Which is it's funny though, because like most of the John Carpenter 4Ks are through Shout, and this is one I don't have. That's from it's from Arrow. So I'm kind of actually happy to have it from Arrow.
Right.
Yeah, and I got it in a chunky box. So, but yeah, there you guys. If you've not seen it, I do recommend it. It is a really good movie. It's a really good movie. But I know you have. I know you can't really talk on it, and you probably can't talk on my last movie at
I just
all.
don't really remember it. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's good. It's a good movie. It's. I think it's one. Like I said, I think it's one of the last best John Carpenter movies. Way better than Ghost of Mars. So and Vampires. No, Vampires is probably the last best because I think Vampires. Did Vampires come after this?
Yeah. That was like
Yeah.
97, 98, 99, maybe even
Yeah.
2000.
So
Oh, wait. No, I think it might have been 2001 even.
Yeah, so in the Mouth of Madness and Vampires is the last two best John Carpenter movies.
Because I think Vampires came out while I had the video store.
Yeah.
I remember right.
But I mean,
maybe a little before, but yeah, I don't know.
Maybe 98. It says 98. So yeah, but I do recommend it. Check it out. I think it's on sale right now for like I think the price dropped a little bit on it, so you can get it. So, anyways, Tom, if you're ready,
yeah. This is my last horror pick of the night, since that's what you went with. Now, I brought this on before, I believe last Halloween, or was it the year before that it came out? Whatever year it came out. But The Lost Boys from Warner Brothers,
nice.
and this, of course, is the, I believe, imported UK Steelbook box set that has the much better cover on both ends, as far as I'm concerned on that. But yeah, I wish it was the original poster art, kind of like that.
So much better.
But yeah, so like this is a nice set. If you haven't gotten your hands on it, I don't know if it's still available or not. Get it to focus, probably not. But yeah, the transfer is pretty decent. I think I noticed a little bit of still stale grain or whatever you want to call it here and there, but nothing really to jump about. The only thing I complain about it is that it does not have the original 2.0 stereo mix.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm kind of bummed about. But other than that, it has all the same special features carried over from before. It looks like so. From my memory of reporting on it beforehand, but yeah, no, it's a good film, and I think you can get it for pretty affordable now.
Yeah, like the standard one that they sell with the shitty cover, it's like $12, I think. So on 4K, it's still to this right now. So, it's pretty good. So if you want to get that, it's worth it. It looks pretty good. So sounds good. Other than like you said, the 2.0 in the Mouth of Madness.
It'd be nice. I mean, the 5.1 is fine, and I think Donner oversaw that back with the DVD releases. But excuse me, I think that the 2.0 mix might have even been on the old DVDs, so it's kind of like why. And I think Warner Brothers has started to do that more often now than not. But yeah, for a while there, they had this thing with they just wouldn't put the 2.0 stereo mix on again. They used to. It's like, come on, bring that shit back. So
yes,
some of these movies, like I just prefer. I've found myself recently, more often than not, going with the original sound mix if it's in stereo, because to me it just has a different atmosphere about it. It feels more of the time. In some cases, it even sounds fuller and has more, I don't know, just more of a surround sound feel to it. To where when they do some of the 5.1 remixes, it seems like they forget to lay in the sound or noise bed for the the atmosphere and some of the other things that kind of just kill the mood of the movie, in my opinion. Or they throw the effects off and music off in ways that just don't sound the same. In some cases, you get more bass, and some other things, a little bit more separation in some audio, perhaps. But in most cases now, since I've been kind of revisiting the ones that do have them on 4K, I'll generally go with the 2.0 mix. There's only been a few times where I prefer the remix.
right.
But yeah, I know Lost Boys is fun. It's a great one for Halloween.
Very good movie. Very good movie.
I believe it's R-rated, but at the same time, I would say it's a movie that you could almost watch with teenagers, because I remember it being big when I was a teenager and a kid. So like, yeah, I mean, my folks even let me watch it when I was a kid, I think.
Yeah.
Is it rated R or PG-13? I can't remember.
I think it's rated R because it's got the whole like big bloodbath scene at that one point, and then like even though they don't show nothing, they have the sex scene, even though they don't show nothing.
Yeah, I can't recall if it's PG-13
Let me
or
see. Well, come on.
Because if it is PG-13, it's borderline. But see, at that time, they could get away with a hell of a lot more.
I'm looking it up. Yeah, rated R. It's rated R. MPAA rating R. Yeah. So yeah, but no, I mean by today's standard, what's in that movie is probably closer to PG-13 than rated R by today's standards. So yeah, you're not wrong. I think you could let teenagers watch this. I watched it when I was younger than a teenager, but then again, we weren't. We were always watching stuff like this. A lot of us in our age group and stuff, and I think we all turned out pretty well, personally. I mean, what can you say? But Lost Boys is an all-time classic. Great vampires, Kiefer Sutherland. It's a take on the Peter Pan story, with the characters are actually named after the Peter Pan characters, and even like they follow the star because their name is Star. Is the first star to the right, I believe. So, yeah. Yeah, that's what I said. Like the scene with in the tree is where it gets the most bloody, when he bites the guy's head and they tear those people apart and everything. And then like they don't really show, but Star and Michael have a little something, but it's nothing, bad. So, but yeah, I remember liking it. It's a good movie, good 4K. I recommend it. Any final words on it, unless you want to say anything else on it?
Not really. I mean, like I said, it's a good one for Halloween, I guess, especially if you're a vampire fan, or like I said. So
yeah,
pretty much it.
Is it? Okay. I think
got 3 more movies left. Just a reminder.
Okay, I got 2.
Before. Okay.
I got 2 left, 2 picks. So, yeah, Jamie Gertz is actually a billionaire. She's like one of the most richest women in the world right now. And that's because of who she married, really. Or I think, or maybe she did. I don't know, but I know she's like one of the richest women in the world now, and that would be Star from there. I thought Kiefer Sutherland was a pretty big star at his time. He's just one of them guys. I thought it was all right. All right. And I'm about to be kicked again because no, maybe not. Okay, good. Because I thought everything froze up there for a minute again. All right. I guess we'll go to me if you're ready for that. And
yeah, I got nothing more than that.
Okay. Keeping with the book, I have a book for you guys tonight. A book of Joe Bob Goes to the Drive-In. See Blood, Breast, and Beast in the new updated edition. I'm sorry, the updated edition. This book has been long out of print. There's a little thing. Long out of print since Joe Bob wrote it back in the day. So this book is now the new updated version in a hardback, and it's all his columns and his reviews of B movies from when he was at in Dallas, Texas, and he was working for the newspaper he worked for and everything. And what they did with this is they've added artwork and stuff to it now, and they've updated it to with all this stuff and everything, and gets to where he is now. But everything in this is the same as the previously released book, other than now it's all new artwork and everything, and it's when it gets to where he's at today. But now it's got his mailbag, all the letters he actually answered in the newspapers, his reviews of all the B movies that he reviewed, and everything. It's a really, really beautiful book. I'm really glad to have it. It's pretty cool. So I'm a huge Joe Bob Briggs fan, and I like drive-in movies. Yes, it does say introduction by Stephen King, but it's the introduction Stephen King wrote for him back in the early 90s. It's not a new introduction. It's the same one. So like I said, it's most of this book has been long out of print. People have been bugging him for years because it's been hard to come by, and so they finally released a new version of the book. And that's why I said keeping with the theme of the book, because it's got some really great movies in it. So the Joe Bob jokes and everything like that, and talks about Senior Snatch. So Senior Snatch, so, you know what I'm talking about. And it is kind of funny to see how far Joe Bob has come, because I think maybe they've kind of tamed Joe Bob a little bit in today's day and age. Some of the jokes that he has in here and that he's gotten away with in the past, he doesn't seem to do much anymore. You know what I mean? I think some of the modern day politics have kind of gotten to him a little bit with some of the jokes. He can't really say them like he used to. Even he said that. He's like, because he would say jokes before in Monster Vision, and he said this himself now. He's like, he went on Monster Vision, he would say jokes, and the people would get calls saying that they were too offensive for like talking about women's breasts and all that. And now he says jokes, and the people call and say they're too offensive because they're, you know, too mean and cruel and pronouns and stuff like that. So, so there you go. So you damned if you do, damned if you don't. But this is a really great book. I highly recommend it. Keep being awesome. Thank you. Thank you, The Gilkman Returns. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's a great book. Highly recommend it. Check it out. He went off to do the rodeo for a while, so he missed out on films for a while. He did a lot. He actually went back. He went into being himself for a while after Monster Vision. John Bloom is who he really is. His name is John Bloom. He doesn't really act like Joe Bob like that all the time. You know, he's actually very smart and everything, and he's wrote other books and stuff that have actually been turned into miniseries and stuff like that. Like even HBO just did one starring Elizabeth Olsen not too long ago. But yeah, oh no, you're talking about Kiefer. Oh, okay. Yeah, so yeah, John Bloom, yeah, an original. But no, if you want this book, I highly recommend this book. It is a great book. It's beautiful. The artwork is great. The old reviews are amazing. Classic movies and stuff, like just incredible. And it help you make a list of movies maybe you've never seen if you're a B movie fan and stuff and a drive-in fan. So I highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. And look who just shows up at the end just because he got to be at the Criterion Closet.
Yes, I'm very, very, very famous now. So
yeah, look at you. I was in the Criterion Closet.
I was at the Criterion Closet
the mobile
for like
one.
what?
The mobile one.
Yes, I was
Yeah.
at the mobile one. I waited 7 to 8 fucking hours in line just for a goddamn movie closet. It's fucking crazy. But yeah, they just happened to come by Chicago, and I'm like, fuck, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. I got to do it.
Yeah. I don't blame you. You got lucky there.
I did, and I made it to the very last day that they were there because a friend of mine like invited me to go at like for their group like the Friday, and I was like, no, I'm sorry, I gotta work. The only day I can go is Sunday. So yeah, that's the day I went, and it was fucking crazy because I got there at like 9:30-ish, and that's when like they were just getting everybody in line and stuff, but it was raining like fucking crazy the first few hours.
Mm-hmm.
Like very cold, very rainy. It was fucking awful. I was like, oh my God, like I don't know if I could be in this line. Like I don't know if it's worth it. And then the weather started getting better, and I'm like, okay, I think I'm gonna stay in line. I'm feeling pretty good about this. And then I get to the actual closet, and it's like, oh shit. And then they're like, oh, the maximum amount of picks you can have is 3. And I was like, fuck.
Only 3? They're like, I guess if you're not a celebrity, you don't get to pick 4 or 5.
Yeah, that was the most disappointing thing. I was like, I was hoping to get more.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck? So because we all have a time limit as to like how much like we have to like get the movies we want and then talk about them, take your photo and all that type of shit, and then leave.
Mm-hmm.
So that part was a little disappointing. I was hoping to leave with like more than 3, but that's just because, you know, I'm a collector and a lot of us are collectors. So I'm like, fuck it. And I was in such a rush. So I asked one of the employees from Criterion, like, hey, what is a horror recommendation you have for me? And I was like, all right, because I found 2 that I wanted, but then there were so many others, but I couldn't think straight because I was super tired. And I was like, ah, fuck it, just give me a recommendation. And then that was like my 3rd, and I was like, okay, cool. So yeah, it was quite a day. It was quite a day. There were so many to choose from, so it was pretty wild.
What is this? Criterion beat Death and Clock. Exactly. All right. Well, Tom's got like
clock.
Yeah. Tom's got. Did you say you got 3 left, Tom?
I do.
I got one. Runner, did you want to share any while you're here?
Yes, I do have one. The one I have two, and the second movie I have is probably one that Greg and I will talk about. I
Well, you
think
brought that on last week. If
I
it's the one
did, but
did.
I'm doing it again because
You just
I watched it yesterday to prepare for this stream because I knew you were gonna see it. So
Are we gonna have to talk about weapons again?
yes, because I
okay,
watched
Save it for the end.
Yes, that's why I'm saving mine for the very
Because
end.
I might leave early. Then no offense.
No worries. I
you-
don't think it'll be a movie Tom would like at all. I really don't.
I
I
might
don't
like
think-
it. I just don't want to hear shit about it. The girlfriend's
Yeah.
home now, so yeah, like
I
we'll
completely
wrap
get
up
it, Tom.
with
I
the
get
other
it. I
stuff.
get it. No worries, man.
Okay.
So hurry up, Runner. Show us
What
what
else
this
you
movie
got
is.
besides that?
Yeah.
I got Carnival of Souls. So this was
haven't seen that.
this was the recommendation.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one either. So
Okay. It's an old horror movie.
I know what it's about, but I haven't seen it.
Oh, you do know
If
what
there's
it's
not
about.
a carnival or souls in it, I'm going to be very disappointed.
Well,
I've actually seen the Wes Craven Presents remake of it.
What's that one?
It's called Wes Craven Presents Carnival of Souls.
Oh, I never heard of it.
It's not very good.
Oh, that's why. Okay. So, yes, it's the original. It's about somebody, like a group of women get into a car crash down to like a river, and one of them makes that alive, but like what's weird is like some people can see and talk to her, but others cannot see or talk to her at all. Like she's like a ghost. But then she like starts seeing people that like come out of the water and they're very pale and shit. So I'm like, okay, so these are the souls that are coming to haunt her and all that stuff. And you know, it looks like a film made out of basically no budget other than, you know, just film stock and all that. So it's really cool. It's a really cool watch. It's only 78 minutes. So if you're looking for something pretty short, like a shorter feature for spooky season, here you go. I recommend Carnival of Souls. And there is a scene where this woman is being chased by a bunch of those pale white things, and I immediately thought of Weapons. If any of you have seen Weapons, I immediately thought
you're jumping ahead. You're jumping ahead. We
I'm
got
jumping ahead.
Tom might have to dip out for his lady and everything, and we don't want to, mess that up.
Okay, that's cool.
So let's not start talking about that yet.
No, we're not talking about it. I'm just saying that there is a scene in this movie where I'm like, oh, it reminded me of Weapons, so I watched that right after. But we're not talking about that yet. I'm just saying, oh, what the fuck happened? Greg?
It's a damn thing. It's like, I don't know if there's something wrong with StreamYard or not, because my internet's fine right now. I have perfect signal and everything. It's just like it keeps freezing. Like StreamYard literally keeps freezing on me. Everything just like stops.
Might be a memory issue.
It might be. I have to check. But anyways, Runner, do you want to? Are you still talking about it or what?
No, that's pretty much it. Like it's very simple story, but that was the recommendation from one of the employees. I kind of wish I had like grabbed something that like I knew I wanted to get, but like I said, that's interesting though, Tim Hayes, that they didn't have the longer cut. I'm not sure if it's a rights issue or whatever, but it's another one of these Janus Films distributed titles that Criterion has. So I don't know if that's just the only cut that.
Isn't that Criterion's company?
Yeah, it is.
Criterion's, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've like I said, I've often heard of it. I don't know why I've never seen it, but I have actually seen the Wes Craven Presents. It wasn't written or directed by Wes Craven. It's just, he produced it. It's not very good.
They just slapped his name on there. Yeah.
Well, he just produces it. So.
Well, that's what I mean. They slapped his name, kind of like how they do with Spielberg with Gremlins and Goonies and shit. Presents.
Yeah.
Steven Spielberg presents. But no, you should watch the original.
Yeah, I'll get to it. I will.
Yeah, you should give it a shot, especially if you're a horror guy. Kind
I will.
of watch older horror films.
Cool. All right, Tom, since you got more than the rest of us, and I don't want to keep, I don't want to,
Yeah. Okay. Well, where am I going to go first here? Let's do True Romance first, since I've already talked about this one like 20 times now.
True Romance.
So
Great.
yeah, this is a good one. This is Arrow release as usual. Like Arrow, it's the night of Arrow, evidently.
Apparently.
I mean, and I'm trying to remember, when did I bring this on last? This might even be the third time I brought this.
I think
I brought it on once.
Maybe you brought it on too. That's why. Yeah.
It's probably been about a year. It's probably been a year or more since you brought this.
Yeah, because Runner, I think, has the steel book, but yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't think. No, I don't have the steel book. I think the version you have is the one I have.
But yeah, so I mean, this movie's great, of course, and I watched the extended cut. Wrong kid died. Brad Pitt is always as great in this movie, along with the entire, just stellar fucking cast.
Yeah,
I mean,
rest in peace, Val Kilmer.
One of the greatest romance / action films probably ever made.
I agree.
I love I love when she's like, when I see a really good movie, I want to get a piece of pie. Would you like to get some pie with me? I love that scene.
You need mass quantities of pie.
I swear to God, David Lynch has made me eat so much fucking cherry pie and coffee when I was watching Twin Peaks.
You were eating coffee?
No, eating cherry pie and drinking coffee.
Coffee flavored pie.
I didn't hear the drinking part, but
No, it's a great movie. It is a great movie.
Yeah, I don't know how much more I can say about that I haven't said in the past already. I mean, if you haven't seen it, I think Arrow still has it available, but I don't know which version they have still available, but yeah.
Yeah. I think they still have it pretty good, so
maybe Bryant, I mean, the movie might have been a little too big for Tarantino's britches yet. I mean, I can agree in a sense that he does need to make Reservoir Dogs, right? Like, he has to make that, right? It's almost like if in some alternate universe he didn't, and Tarantino doesn't exist, like it's like he started in a writing career and he continued on because he never directed Reservoir Dogs, right? Like, he does need to make that movie before he can do other things. That's so true.
Not to jump ahead or to say this again, but Weapons also owes a lot to Tarantino as well too, because it is told like a Tarantino movie.
Fuck your Weapons movies. You guys are gonna make me hate it before I see it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go on, continue with the.
No, I have nothing more to really say about True Romance that I haven't already. The beauty of this film as well is that you get the Tarantino commentary, which is the only time he's ever done an audio commentary, which
right.
It breaks my heart because this guy should be doing commentaries for not only his films but every movie. Like, I would pay extra. Like, if you're listening, Quentin Tarantino, just start doing commentaries for movies, and I would watch them.
You know, like
any movie.
Yeah, that'd be cool. But you know what else is funny? Like, since he doesn't do a whole lot of commentaries for his movies or anything like that, he's actually done. There's a British TV show called Spaced that stars Simon Pegg. It's everybody from Simon Pegg, his friend that's with him, Edgar Wright.
Yeah, I know
Edgar Wright. Yeah,
that show. Tarantino does commentaries on the episodes for that.
Really? I did not know that. Set. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Also, Kevin Smith does too, but Tarantino does some commentaries.
Well, that's probably why they had guest commentators.
I know Edgar Wright, and Edgar Wright and Tarantino are pretty good friends.
Yeah, and so is Kevin. Well, Kevin's friends with Tarantino. Look, I'm softening a bit with Kevin. He unblocked me. I don't know if you guys heard.
I saw that.
I heard you say that.
I
don't know what the impetus for that was, but there could be a few avenues that have came to be for that to happen. I haven't quite explored yet to find out for sure. I might find out Friday. Because one of the people I think who might be the reason for it is going to be on Friday, so we'll find out.
But nice. Yeah. You know what would be nice? I mean, just to put this out there, I'm willing to be like a third-party guy and host a conversation between Tom and Kevin Smith.
I would love for that to happen.
I would do that. I doubt. Yeah, I know they would, but I would.
Even Chris Gore tried to kind of make that happen back in the day. In fact, he may or may not have slipped me some info to kind of maybe get a hold of some people. But I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to let sleeping dogs lie at this point, because I don't even know if he really knows who I am, if I was part of a blockchain or what. The only thing that kind of stands out as weird is right after he blocked me on X, I went to YouTube to one of his streams because he streams live a couple times a week.
Yeah.
And I started saying stuff in the chat, and nobody was responding to me. Not that I'm being egotistical and think that people would respond to me. I mean, I was saying some shit that I'm like, okay, well, how's nobody responding to me? And I flipped over to a different ID and typed something in, and it came through, and I couldn't see my other stuff from my Midnight's Edge After Dark profile. So that means they actually blocked my profile from their channel.
Yeah.
So that's what kind of makes it feel like, huh. But then all of a sudden here, like I noticed, and I check almost weekly for various reasons because he's always putting something and people are posting it in DM groups and stuff like that. Like, he still got me blocked. He still got me blocked. All of a sudden, he doesn't have me blocked. Yeah. And it could be, also we got Dogma coming out, Chris Gore, or not Chris Gore, but Robert Meyer Burnett has been working with Lionsgate. I doubt he would have said anything, but maybe he did. There's another person, like I said, who's coming on Friday. I want to ask first before I even think that he did anything to do with it, but he might too. There's like 2 or 3 people that I could think of may have played some role in this. Otherwise, it's just randomly Kevin decided he's going to unblock a bunch of people he did block, probably in the 4K community, perhaps like myself and a few others, since he does have like things like the Dogma coming out and whatnot too. Who knows? I'll, if I know and I find out, I will let you guys know. But yeah, True Romance rocks.
Yes, True Romance rocks. And I would, I mean, it would be interesting because, or maybe he's finally realized what he's done. Who knows? But with that, I like it's what we got. I got one left, and you know what it is. So if you want to do yours real quick and then hang out with your lady there, you can do that, Tom. So
yeah, I do have 2 more left, and these are interesting ones because I'm not sure if I've ever brought them on before. But this one is interesting because it just got a new Kino Lorber release, and that's the best whorehouse in Texas. Now it does have some extras on it, and it has a new 5.1 mix. I got to get mine fixed because mine was damaged. It's all fucked up. But yeah, so like this one, I couldn't tell a difference on which one looked better. I think they're because they're both scanned from the inner positive. So I don't know. It says brand new HD master from the 2K scan of the 35 millimeter inner positive.
Right.
And to me, they look almost identical. Now there is the same making of and outtakes on here. So other than that, there's really just, the commentaries that are just authors and stuff like that. So can I recommend it? Probably. I mean, it's not much more expensive right now than the other Blu-ray. I didn't really notice much of a difference, though, that if you own the other one, unless you want the new remix that I didn't even really watch it with, I didn't even think to, because I forgot that the other one only had a stereo mix. Yeah.
It's a good movie. Yeah, I like it.
It is on sale right now, so yeah.
Yes, like you said, it's Brian Barth, I think they got away with it because it's Dolly Parton and Burt Reynolds, and they carried some weight back in the day. I've had that conversation with so many people, and that's the thing is like that's partially why I think it became so obscure over the years. It's kind of weird. When it came out, it had like this. Because I even remember seeing it as a kid, and it just didn't have the stigma attached to it then for some reason. Right. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it did, and they even showed it on CMT quite a bit back in the day, from my memory. But it just kind of fell off the map at some point. That's where I was really disappointed. I'm like, this deserved a 4K scan. What the fuck is going on here? And I got to imagine, even though it's not the most popular anymore, probably it's still got to sell pretty well for Universal. So it is a little disappointing that they didn't get a brand new 4K scan for this. I would have even accepted that Kino couldn't release the 4K, which means, sooner or later Universal is, but they didn't even have a 4K scan, so it doesn't even exist. So not yet anyway. So yeah, that's disappointing. So I can't really recommend the upgrade because it's not much of an upgrade.
Right. And not even special feature wise either.
No, like I said, the only new special features that I can tell were just the audio commentaries. Because otherwise, the original one has the making of Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, outtakes, and theatrical trailer. That's all that's on here besides the new commentaries. So a little disappointing. You get some alternate art though, which isn't bad. I don't know if this is new or if this was from back in the day. I can't tell if I've ever seen it before.
I don't think I've ever seen that one before.
Yeah, so I can't say if it's new or old, but yeah, that's pretty much it for that one. Yeah. And then the other movie I watched this week is one I haven't watched in a long time. I don't understand why this hasn't got a 4K scan at this point. I don't know, maybe if it's like sucked up in some rights issues or what, but it is screaming for one. and that is, of course, Short
Oh
Circuit,
yeah,
along
Short
with its
Circuit.
sequel,
Yeah,
Short Circuit 2. But I mean, I haven't
yeah.
watched Short Circuit in years, and it's fun to revisit it again. And of course, it holds up, but it needs us.
Yeah.
This Blu-ray looks like shit. It
I'm
looks like ass.
who put it out? Who put out Short Circuit? Who was?
Well,
Who was
it's
the company?
TriStar, or it's Columbia TriStar that owns it, I think. Well, TriStar
That'd be like
does.
Sony, wouldn't it?
But then it's like there's this company called PSO, or Producer Sales Organization. I think they actually own the film itself. So Image put out this disc,
Mm-hmm.
and I think Fox might have put out the original Blu-ray, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody, or DVD, I mean. Somebody
You know,
remind me on that one. But yeah.
I have them both on VHS.
Yeah, I mean, I think back in the day, I think Fox might even have put it out for VHS too, if I'm not mistaken, just as a weird distribution deal. But I don't know. But yeah, I could be wrong.
That definitely. These movies definitely need an upgrade. I don't know why they've never gotten one. They're good movies. I wish they would have upgrade. I wonder what they would look like. I mean, the robot would probably look pretty good in 4K, right? There's not much puppetry to them.
There might have been
Gremlins.
some bits like with Gremlins, like where I'm sure that because they did speed up a lot of scenes with number 5 because they're just Muppets basically most scenes. But other than that, I mean, it should look good except for that and the laser bits and some other stuff that's probably secondary. But I mean, I don't understand why this movie hasn't. They just keep re-releasing this crappy version of this Blu-ray. I don't understand. And maybe Columbia owns the rights to it, because I know they've released a Short Circuit and Short Circuit 2 together. Because, and then the weird thing is I do have the import, but I believe it's the same scan that Sony has had for years. And then they re-released it again here a couple of years back. And I tried asking around if that was a newer scan of Short Circuit 2, but nobody could give me an answer. So I can't tell you on that. As far as I could tell, it was, I don't know. It was just a new issue from Sony of Short Circuit 2. It didn't specify, because usually when Sony does that, that means they've done a new scan.
Right.
So I'm kind of like, I don't know. Nobody could give me a straight answer, but if somebody out there knows, let Greg know and he can pass it on to me. If not, so like,
yes. So I would like.
But yeah, no, it needs a new scan, big time.
I would like a new one on that. I love that movie. You know what's funny? The Short Circuit house follows me on Instagram.
Well, it's funny because it's one of the films shot in Astoria, right?
Yeah.
Kindergarten Cop, which I also brought on tonight, and Goonies were all famously shot in. Yeah.
Whoever owns the house is called. They have an Instagram account called Short Circuit House. They follow me, and all they do is like post stuff about the house and Short Circuit. But
Stephanie's house,
yeah. Stephanie's house, yeah. Dobafest says next year is the 40th anniversary.
That's true. Maybe we'll get a release. That'd be nice.
Get one then. That would be, getting old. I was feeling pretty old today myself, Dobafett. I know I don't quite look it, but I'm old. But yeah, so that's a good movie. Good pick. I was
probably never seen Short Circuit.
Yeah, Runner's probably never seen it. If he's even there. Yeah, of course. You need to get on it and see it.
Man, I got a funny Short Circuit story. I'll tell you what, though.
Go ahead.
I was at a Casey's 2 weeks ago, and I come walking out, and there's like these big biker dudes fucking standing out there, and a guy goes, "Hey!" Like, turn around. He's standing there with like 3 or 4 of his biker dude friends. He goes, "Your mother was a snowblower." I'm like, "Oh shit!" And I'm out to get in a fight here, or what the fuck's going on? And then it took me a second to remember I had a number 5 shirt. That shows you how universal that movie still is. I'm like, oh, God, that's right. That's the Short Circuit shirt on.
Oh, that's why he was saying your mother was a snowblower.
Yeah, it totally took me a minute because the way he said it, it was really aggressive. So I was like, oh, shit. So it was more the tone that I was kind of like saying, oh, shit, to than anything. But then it took me a second. It dawned on me. I'm like, oh, God, yeah, I got Johnny 5 on my shirt.
Am I going to get beat up by a bunch of bikers like in
that's what I was thinking. I was like, oh shit, what I do? Like, did I accidentally knock over some bikes and not realize it, or what the fuck happened here?
Talk about like an 80s movie moment, knocking over a motorcycle.
Exactly. Like, I was oh shit. But this is a conspiracy. This is a conspiracy. Something happened somewhere. Somebody did something wrong and pulled the plug on Steve Gutenberg. What the hell happened?
Yeah. What happened?
I have yet to have this answered for me. I have looked for the answer to this mystery. All of a sudden, just poof, his career disappears.
Yeah, it just was gone.
I don't understand it. He didn't have that many flops in a row. What the fuck happened? Like 1990 hit, and all of a sudden we don't make Steve Gutenberg movies anymore.
Yeah, because he just disappeared. He was huge. I mean, he was like in a bunch of shit.
He's one of the biggest stars of the 80s, right? Like, what the fuck happened to him?
The last I saw was like when they were having those fires out in California. He was like a firefighter helping people.
And he did get some bit parts here and there, but it was like all of a sudden it was like, okay, he's doing like, Cocoon 2 and some other stuff. And then all of a sudden he's in like the straight to video Casper sequel.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is that shit?
In a Hallmark Christmas movie, I think I saw.
Yeah. I mean, the only other movies I can remember that he did at the time that were any like prestige or like good of note was like Home for the Holidays and some other ones where he got some good. Big Green was another one that he got a decent part in.
Yeah.
But it was like, other than that, it was like all of a sudden, like Hollywood just decided, no, we're not making Steve Gutenberg movies anymore.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of was. I know the three Men and a Little Lady and Cocoon kind of killed it, but it's like, if the Police Academy sequels weren't going to kill his career, how does Cocoon 2 and that kill his career is beyond me. Because actually, Three Men and a Little Lady, from my memory, did very well at the box office, despite it being a shit movie. But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, most of the time, those sequels like that tend to do, even if they aren't very good. But yeah, he kind of just disappeared. It's because they just like stopped making him. And he was actually a really big star. And speaking of like the Cocoons, there's some. Both of the movies are a good example of why physical media is important, because
I have
you can't get them
Blu-ray. Yeah,
you
I have
can't
the
get
DVD, but you can't get it on Blu-ray. Yeah, the second one. I mean, sorry.
Yeah. So I mean, it is interesting. I wonder why they just was like, nah, Gutenberg's over.
Fox, Disney, they just forgot they had him, I think. And it's weird because they were one of Ron Howard's first big prestigious hits. Besides, like, he had Splash, but I mean, Cocoon really kind of put him on the map. I don't think he got nominated, but I know there was a lot of buzz around it. So maybe a few people did. I think, was it Hugh Cronin or maybe like Wilford Brimley might have gotten nominated for that, but I'm not sure. Somebody correct me in the chat.
I think it was Don Amici.
Maybe it was Don Amici. I think you're right. I think he won. That you mentioned.
Yeah, I think he got the Oscar for that. I think he did get the Oscar for that. I'd have to remember, but see, Cocoon won Best Supporting Actor for Amici. That's what I thought.
Thank you, Thank you, Greg. Yeah. So like, I was like, how is this movie not getting any fucking? And people remember it when you bring it up. They're like, oh yeah, I remember that movie. Like, it wasn't like some piddly movie. Like,
exactly, it's a good movie too.
A big movie at the time.
Movie. Yeah, it was huge. I remember that, man. Somebody once pointed out that like Wilford Brimley is like 55. I think
he's like half the age. Actually, I think he's younger than Brian Dennehy, if I remember right.
He's pretty young.
Hilarious.
And then there's like and then they like Paul Rudd was the same age as he was in Cocoon at one time, and like, how about that? It's like
Wilford Brimley was born 80 years old. Yeah. People forget
diabetes.
Kind of like Angela Lansbury. They were playing old people since the day they were 20. It's like
for whatever
even in
reason.
That, what was that one? The Manchurian Candidate. She's the mother to the character that she's literally like 3 years actually older than in real life. But Angela Lansbury is just like always looked like a grandmother. Always. And it's the same thing with Wilford Brimley, especially with the mustache. As soon as he got that big old fucking Captain Crunch mustache, like motherfucker is just like, I'm Wilford Brimley and I got diabetes. And it's like, that motherfucker is older than the hills. He's been 80 years old for 50 years.
It is. I mean, like even in The Thing, man, even in the movie The Thing.
Even then, and he's like supposed to be playing this like 30s, 40s-year-old doctor. And that's the thing, he is like in his 30s.
Yeah. Right? You know, you see it's just Wilford Brimley now. So
diabetes. I have diabetes and it made me age 500 years.
Didn't he like
fucker lived a long time for having diabetes? Because didn't he just die like 5 years ago or some shit like that?
Long ago.
When Wilford Brimley died, everybody's like, he's still alive?
August 1st, 2020, he died. So
told you 5 years ago.
Years ago.
That was everybody's reaction. Like, wait, that motherfucker is still like, yes, he was, because he was actually not that old. People forget that. Was he on what show was he on? Was it the Waltons or what was it? What show was it at that time period? Like that family show. What was it? Damn it. That's the other thing I remember him from. It's not the Waltons. I'm trying to remember. Or was it no.
No, it's I'll tell you as soon as I figure it out.
You know what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, I know what you're thinking of, but it's taking Our House.
It's Our House. Yes,
And
thank
he
you. Our
was on the
House.
Waltons too. And he was
Was
on
he on the Waltons too? That's why I'm getting them
Yep.
squoggled together.
Yeah.
Our House wasn't a spin-off of the Waltons, was it?
I have to look it up.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think
Now that I
so.
think about it,
Starts
'cause I think,
Shannon
no, yeah, because Our House I think was more modern.
Yeah, it's not so much. Doesn't look old school. It looks kind of 80s. So, yeah. So, Brian Bart said you're thinking of Will Gear.
Maybe,
So,
but I guess he was on at some point. Maybe as a guest star, perhaps.
Morgan Freeman. Yeah, Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman's always been old.
Some are just old.
But yeah, then you got Hippie Dippy Ally Sheedy in Short Circuit, of course, who's great.
Mhm.
And she, you know what's great about her? She's like an old school hippie because, like, she has the line, unlike some of the modern left, because like when she's like, I wish you to burn their butts off, and number 5's like, burn, like disassemble. She's like, yes, they deserve it, and he's like, no. And she's like, yeah, you're right. You know, like, yeah, if that was now, he'd be like, he'd say that, and she'd be like, are you fucking kidding me? Those bastards deserve it. Go in there now, right now, number 5, and blow them bastards out. You know, like, settle the fuck down, lady. Like,
it would kill them all.
Kill them all.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
They don't deserve to live.
Speaking of which, I think Gutenberg may have become a little conservative. Is also another reason why.
That wasn't such a big deal back then, though. See,
no, not back in the day. No, back in the day.
Yeah, no, but now, like, I mean, no. The problem now is who knows who the fuck Steve Gutenberg is that isn't our age, or older. That's the problem, right? Like,
yeah, go ahead.
Unless you've like seen Police Academy a million fucking times. My kid might know who he is. That's about it.
But that was the funny thing too. But speaking of which, that you say that is like they interviewed him when the wildfires were going on because he was out there getting people out of the city. They didn't even bother to say he was former actor Steve Gutenberg. They just said somebody's helping him. You know what I mean? It was just like they were interviewing some guy on the street.
To be fair, I think what it was, from my memory, because like he had this younger guy talking to him. He's like, "You've been out here, sir, helping with." He's like, "Yeah, I helped move these cars because they were going to get da da da." And he's doing all this stuff, and then they're talking like, "What's your name?" He's like, "My name is Steve Gutenberg." And the beauty of it is that Steve was so humble enough that he didn't even give the kid a look, didn't miss a beat, didn't act like this kid should know who I am at all. But the cryon from my memory did, after he said that, said actor Steve Gutenberg, if I remember right. I may be remembering it wrong. I'm thinking somebody inside the studio is like, "Oh shit, that's Steve Gutenberg."
That's because I was watching that. That's exactly because I was watching that, and I'm like, they don't even acknowledge that he was Steve Gutenberg.
No, he does it so humbly, right? Like at no point does he even have like that moment where you see in his head where he's going, where you go, "Oh, that poor guy," you know? No, he just completely plays it off like, obviously these people have no fucking clue who I am.
Yep. Right? You didn't watch Police Academy. It's too problematic nowadays. So he didn't grow up watching it. The Young News Reporter. So oh, it's sad times we live in. But no, those are great movies. So, but all right, that was all of them, right, Tom? That was all you had left.
Yeah, that's all I had. So now you guys can talk about weapons. Thanks for having me as always. I'll try and watch some new movies next week and see what happens. But maybe I'll be able to talk about Mission Impossible Runner. We'll see.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
I'm gonna tell you, it's all going to be scary movies because next week's the Halloween show, so it's all going to be.
Yeah, I was going to say that's probably most likely. Yeah.
I was going to say I'm probably going to be watching more like in theme stuff.
But you're more than welcome.
When he says in theme, he means.
No, I mean like horror and shit and just Halloween related stuff.
Yeah, but you're more than welcome to watch Mission Impossible or other movies that aren't horror. You don't have to watch horror. So.
And that's when the whores come in.
The whores. I know. I say horror for whores.
Horror.
Right, thanks for having me talk some weapons, boys. Have fun.
See you later, Tom.
Take care, guys.
See you, Tom.
Have a good one. All right, so I guess we'll talk this because I finally saw it. I watched Weapons. And I actually liked this movie. I did. I really, really did. I enjoyed it. and
I have
Runner
this.
brought
I
his
have.
on.
I have the same thing as you do. Same
Yeah.
slipcase and everything.
Well, I couldn't get the
Steelbook.
steelbook, so and now I got to figure out how to shrink myself down
Well,
again. There we go.
this is the actual like poster because the
Yeah.
the steelbook is I think just like a image like from the movie.
Yeah, I do agree. The movie is great. I do agree. I was wanting
Yeah.
to talk about this movie because this movie, it's really lingered with me since I watched it. You know what I mean? It's one
Wait,
of those movies that kind of
when did you
linger
watch
with
it?
you. I watched it. See, we
Like
did
how
the show
like
last Wednesday. I
yeah,
watched it
so
Friday.
you watched it Friday.
Last
Okay.
Friday.
Okay. I rewatched it last night, so it was the second viewing of mine.
I've seen it one time, but I have my memory pretty much retains movies pretty easily. So
Yeah, no, it's I mean, yeah, you saw it like less than a week ago, so like
yeah.
and it's not like it's not like something that you would forget. I mean, you mentioned earlier like it takes a little bit of inspiration from Tarantino in terms of
This movie is Zach Krager's The Shining.
I could see a little bit of that.
There's
I mean,
way more than just a little bit of The Shining in this movie. This has a massive Shining connection.
there's
Matter
a
of
ton
fact,
there's a
one
ton
of
there
his favorite movies is The Shining.
no, there are some Shining connections, but there's connections to other shit. Like I brought
Oh,
on
there's all kinds of like David Fincher stuff. David Fincher even helped out on the film. There's Tarantino stuff. There's even I know Tom's not here, and I'm glad he's not here to hear this, but this is also took inspiration from the movie Magnolia.
I was just gonna say that. I was like, yeah, what is it? And you know which character is a inspiration for
Paul.
Yeah, yep.
And I'm gonna be honest with you.
With the stash.
You take out Paul's part of the movie is like that's my biggest complaint of the movie is it's a little bit long. It's like 2 hours and something.
Yeah.
But Paul's story you can literally take out of the film because it does not advance the plot whatsoever.
I will say that you could trim a bit out.
I'd say you could take his story, not the character, just his segment of the movie when it tells because you could literally do everything you do in that with James.
Yeah, I was gonna say because like
Paul is a great like background character for Juliet and James. His story with his affair and it literally goes nowhere. I understand why it's in there because it is part of the stages of grief of things you do. Because like this movie, for anybody out there, Zach Krager, who I've known for years, and I didn't even realize he was the Weapons and Barbarian guy till Weapons became huge. I've known him for years from the Whitest Kids You Know sketch comedy. Him and Trevor Moore. I always thought Trevor Moore was hilarious. And so Trevor Moore was his best friend and he passed away. I still don't think his death was an accident, by the way. I think there's something to that if you ever look into it. Trevor Moore was his best friend and he died in a very weird accident. And so he sat down to write a story. He didn't sit down to write this a movie, but like one of the ways he deals with his grief is he writes a story and he started writing what became Weapons to deal with his grief. So the movie is sort of like the stages of grief as it goes along. And I know Tim Hayes says it's a dark comedy. I don't get where people are coming from this. Yes, there is comedy in the movie, but I do not believe this is a comedy or a dark comedy.
No,
I've heard people like argue that this is not a horror movie. This is a comedy. I don't know what movie those people were watching because it is not a comedy. Yes, there is comedy in the movie, some dark comedy in the movie, but it is not a dark comedy or comedy at all.
I was gonna say that because like I remember seeing this and I was like, no, this actually feels like a legit horror movie with some add into comedy in there, but like it takes itself
more of a drama. I was
gonna say it takes itself serious enough to where I can't really call it a comedy.
I can't either. I don't get where people. I
don't get it either.
I get it, Tim. I get IMDb probably is listed that because sometimes with movies like Weapons that have multiple layers of like horror and comedy and drama and stuff like that. I get you, Tim. I know you're not claiming it.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
sometimes with movies like this, they don't know how to label them.
No,
like
they don't.
I've seen certain movies labeled like comedy. What do you call them? Like musical comedies when they're not musical comedies, or action comedies when they're not action. Like these side stuff, sometimes they don't know how to label when a movie's, because this movie has so many. I've been wanting to talk about this movie because I loved it. And I know
what's funny is like, even like, not to like,
there's so many layers to this movie.
Yeah, there are. What was I gonna say? Like, my introduction to Zach Kreger, believe it or not, is Barbarian, the movie.
I still haven't seen Barbarian.
Yeah, his first movie. So if that ever comes on physical media, which Zach Kreger did kind of, I don't know if you heard.
Say that maybe there's been movements on it. Yes.
Yeah, because somebody asked him in an interview, like, "Hey, now that Weapons is a huge hit and all that, is there anything about a Blu-ray release or whatever for Barbarian?" And he just said yes. He's like, "That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna like get into any other details." He's like, there is talks.
A speakeasy. I do not believe it is a comedy.
No,
I do not believe it is one. I don't get where people's coming from. That I get there are funny bits, and I know people laugh at the ending.
Yeah,
I know. But
get
like,
that
I
too.
don't believe it's a comedy. I really, truly do not believe this is a comedy.
Yeah. Plus, like
at all.
Plus, like the ending bit, like, while it's kind of funny,
I get the laughing, but it's not a comedy.
I do get I did chuckle a little first time I saw it, but then like when you see, the blood and guts part of it, you're like, oh my God.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
yeah, it's like you can't really laugh at that, but that was really cool.
I get why it's funny, why people would be laughing on it, and that's okay. I'm not saying it's like this. What I'm saying, just because there is some funny stuff in it, and maybe you do laugh at that scene, does not make it a comedy.
No, absolutely not.
And I think there's enough gore in this at certain points that it is. I don't get where people are saying this is a comedy. I really, yes. Did I laugh at scenes? Yes.
Yeah,
is there funny bits in it? Yes. There's some dark comedy in it? Yes. But it's a horror movie.
It is a
horror movie.
Yes.
And I would put it in the vein of a movie like The Shining. I'm not saying that it's on the level of The Shining, but I would put it in the vein of a movie like The Shining.
I was gonna say, like, The Shining's in I brought on, I was gonna say this earlier, but you were like still talking about the movie, but Prisoners, I brought that on because of Weapons. And
I know there's some Prisoners aspects in the movie.
There's a lot. There's absolutely a level of Prisoners in there. Like,
I'm sorry, but this is a serious film. I don't care. I mean, I'm not trying to put you down or anything. You have your opinions. I have my opinions. That's fine. But I took this as a very serious film. Very serious film.
Especially
took it when you know why he wrote it and what it's about.
I was gonna say, like, it is serious in his own way. Like, and it is. I do see like a big parallel to like Prisoners. Like, I know you haven't seen Prisoners.
I haven't seen Prisoners, but I know the gist of what Prisoners is about.
And you can tell that Zach Kreger took inspiration from it, because he said he took inspiration from that, Magnolia, and I think he said Hereditary as well.
I don't know. Not when I was watching. They didn't mention Hereditary at all from what I've watched and read.
He mentioned Hereditary, I think, in an interview.
That had to be on something else. So
I remember he said those were like his 3 inspirations, but he did talk about The Shining in like a different video, and like some other.
Okay, when I say The Shining, is like, okay, because even when I was watching special features, because they talk about how there's hallways are too long and how there's a bunch of doors that go nowhere. That's literally part of The Shining, because if you watch The Shining, the hallways are too long. There's doors that should not exist, because there's no way there's a room.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. It's more so in the 3rd act is where I saw some of the Shining influences.
And also the number 217, which has multiple meanings throughout the film, but the room number in the original Shining novel is 217, not 247. So there's lots of connection to The Shining here. Lots of connection to other movies. And yes, her character, Aunt Gladys, is very funny. Very funny. I get it. Don't get me wrong. I get why people will laugh, and I get why people find certain things funny. I truly, truly get it. But it's not. I don't.
No,
think
don't call it. It's not a comedy, though. I agree.
I'm saying, yes, I laughed at Aunt Gladys. Aunt Gladys is very hilarious, but also she can be very fucking scary at times, especially when Josh Brolin's is down in the looking at the kids, and she just like pops up. Especially when she's not in her Aunt Gladys like wig and makeup.
Yeah.
and she's like talking, like she can be very scary.
I
And
was gonna say, okay, there's a scene in this movie where Josh Brolin goes down the fucking basement.
yeah,
You know
that's
what
what
scene?
I was just talking about.
Yeah, I know. You know what
Just
scene I'm
mentioned
talking
that.
about, right? Where she pops out.
That's what I just said.
Okay. I wasn't sure if it was that one entirely. Sorry. But I actually like jumped out of my fucking seat when that happened. Like when I was in the
I wouldn't
theater,
even
I was
say
like,
that's the scariest part of the film, but yeah, that
"Oh,
was pretty scary.
wait, it's not the scariest part of the film."
No, to be
What
honest with you,
What was the
one of the
scariest part of the film
scariest
for
parts of the film I saw before I started getting into the before it started unfolding was when she's in her car in front of the house and she falls asleep and the door just opens real slow, and then
and
all of
she
a sudden
takes it.
that woman's there, the mom's there, but you don't know it's the mom at the time, and she's just like the way it is filmed and shot. I thought that was really scary. I thought that because like this way she comes out of the house and the way she walks, and then how you because it don't
Oh,
follow
and
her.
she cuts her hair.
It just keeps the camera on her in the car. And then
Yeah.
you like the way she walks, and all of a sudden you hear the car door open, and you're like, oh fuck, the car door just opened. She's
That
getting in the car, what's she going to do?
that
And
is
then
that
like
is
she
a
pulls out the scissors.
that is a really good scene.
I thought that was a very scary scene.
That
Very
wasn't
scary
that
scene.
wasn't the scariest for me.
It's when you're watching a movie and that's a jump scare. The scene with the Josh Brolin in the basement with the kids,
Yes.
that is a great scare. It's a jump scare, but it's not like
It was
scary.
no,
You know
not
what I
like
mean?
scary, but it was a good jump scare.
It's a good jump scare. The
There
scene
was
where the
e-
mom comes out is
even the one
scary.
where Aunt Gladys is like hanging on the ceiling.
Yeah.
That got me a little bit
Yeah,
too.
that gets you too. And then when his kid turns into her,
Oh,
when Josh Brolin's kid turns into her, when he's talking to him and everything, it's like in
wait,
his dream. In his
oh
dream.
yeah, oh yeah. What the
See, and you
fuck?
just watched this movie, and I watched it Friday. And I remember more about it than you do.
No, no. I remember parts of it. I'm just trying to like, because okay. Speaking of Josh Brolin's character in that scene when he's like sleeping in his room,
Mhm.
you know what I like remembered like after rewatching it. I'm like, why does this first grader have a Mad Max poster in his wall? Like,
Well, this movie,
especially Fury Road, where shit's like fucking weird and people are drinking big fat titty milk and shit. Like,
that's just like probably put in there, but like
I mean,
this
they probably put
movie,
it in there because it's a fucking Warner Brothers movie,
probably Warner Brothers. That's probably why they
but
put
like
it in there.
you could have picked like something that
Well, they got to use what Warner Brothers has. They can't put like if they use another movie poster from another studio, they have to pay that
but
studio.
they could have picked a movie that was a little bit more entwined with
Yeah,
that age. It's like that seems a little too extreme for that. I don't know. Unless the fucking parents are okay with
it's kids, man. I'm not. You're dissecting a movie poster. I'm more worried
No,
about
I
the movie. I
know.
don't give a shit about what was on the
I
kid's
mean,
movie poster
it's not a
wall.
big deal. That's a fucking nitpick. That was just something where I was just like, wow, like your
That's
parents.
just that's just a little that I wouldn't be honest.
That
I didn't even notice that.
oh yeah, first grader has a Mad Max poster on his wall. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
something that I noticed. But yeah, no, I thought my favorite like perspective or my favorite like story in it is probably the Josh Brolin character. Like
He's the
that
one
was
that actually helps move the plot further.
I
In
was
the
gonna
rest of
say
the game.
because like his like side of things was a lot more interesting to me,
Mhm.
at least because like yeah, like the Paul and what's the crackhead kid's name?
James.
James. Like yeah, that one was all right. It wasn't like my favorite one, but I guess the one with
I
the
like James. I
honestly
did because I thought James helped.
no,
James
James
helped
was funny.
really with the helped really help you understand a little more about what was going on before you get to Alex's story.
Yeah, because oh
But
yeah,
yeah, no,
Alex.
Boba Fett, you're right. The first two stories of Juliet and I can't even remember Josh Brolin's character. Like the first two are great because it really helps
I agree.
set up
I
the
was gonna
movie.
say the first two are great, and then like I thought like I didn't mind Paul as much as you. I thought
I
James.
just thought Paul's was pointless. It was funny. I would say, yeah. You
Honestly,
watch Paul's makes it feel like a comedy, especially when he knocks the fuck out of James. When he, I
That's
laughed my
true.
ass
That's
off.
true.
I did. I laughed my ass
mean-
off when he punched him in the head.
I mean, just James
Yes,
and
Archer. Thank
the
you.
James,
Archer.
like Archer. That's right. But the
Yes.
James character in general, like, there's some. You can tell there's some comedic bits in there with like his character
Paul's
and
and James were the funniest, and I could
Yes.
get why people would consider it as a comedy watching those two.
Well, and I think that's just Zach Kreger trying to like.
Yeah, I mean he's a comedian himself.
Yeah, he started off a comedy, so he's going to like, have put a little bit of his like comedy in it and whatnot. I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen his comedy like you have, but yeah, it's going to be in there, but it does take itself serious enough to where it's
I thought it did too. That's why I did. Like I was so confused when I heard people calling it a comedy, because it's like a lot of people started, and I was like, so after I watched it, I'm like, this was not a comedy. Not at all.
No, it's not. No, it's not a comedy. But then like.
But I mean, people's like once again, if you thought it was a comedy, I'm not saying that you're wrong. It's art. Art is interpretive. So if you feel it's a comedy, it's a comedy to you. To me, I didn't feel like it was a comedy. To me, it was a very serious horror drama horror film with comedy elements.
But I was gonna say like the one story that dragged a little bit for me was probably Alex's story.
Yeah, it does, but there's a lot to unpack in that one.
There is, but I still think like there were elements to it where I just was like, it was a little too slow, and I kind of wanted to like, I guess I just wanted more time with some of the other characters like Josh Brolin, Archer, and oh my god, what's Julia Garner's?
Her name's Juliet.
No, Julia Garner's character.
Her name's Juliet. Not Julia, Juliet.
Is it Joliet?
I'm pretty sure it's called. Her name was Juliet.
Let me look. That doesn't sound right.
I think it was. Justine. I'm sorry,
Justine. I
don't know why I was thinking Juliet. It's Justine. I'm sorry, it's Justine.
It
just clicked in my head.
That's
sorry.
right. That's right.
I was mixing her name together. So
now that you said Justine, I'm like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, Justine. Sorry, that was my bad.
Yeah, no, Justine. What about Marcus? What did you think of his backstory or whatnot?
I think Marcus's was funny. I know it's the gay couple, but I didn't think it was hilarious, but it reminded me of very Evil Dead. The scene where he gets to what happens to him reminded me of very Evil Dead.
Oh yeah, for sure, dude. I remember when they released like an image of like his face.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, yo, like that's actually like kind of freaky.
It is, and they couldn't do that. I was watching it. I watched special features, you know that.
Yeah, I haven't checked out the special features, but that's just because I like knocked out after I saw the movie.
But yeah, they were Zach Kreger wanted him to have prosthetics on his eyes and stuff, and they're like, we just can't do that to get that effect. So like the eye scene is actually CG to make his eyes puffy like that, to pop out of his head like that.
Oh wow, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, but no, I
thought they used practical effects for that, because that didn't look bad for CGI then.
No, it's like everything around it outside of the eyes popping out were prosthetics. But that's another thing I really liked about the movie. Most of the stuff in this movie is all practical effects.
Oh yeah,
most of it is practical effects. So yes, and no, I thought Marcus's story was pretty good. Even I know it's the gay couple. Some people get.
Well, I don't fucking care that.
I don't care either, because like it helped it outside of Justine's and Archer's and Alex's. His story actually helps advances, because this is where we get to meet Aunt Gladys for the very first time.
Yeah,
and find out about her and what she can do.
Yeah, you get to find out like how this all thing started with, the little twig and the hair and stuff, and you're just like, oh, okay. I'm like, okay. And after like like before he gets possessed and all that, I'm like, okay, this is where he gets all bloody and his eyes are weird and shit. This is how it's all gonna happen.
Yeah.
I was
I
sort of
mean,
like,
that scene is like
I was
crazy too, because like he fucking headbutting his husband like 100
yeah,
times. I was like,
yeah,
holy crap, that is insane.
yeah, man. And
It
even
was
the part
crazy.
where like she comes in and then like the husband who has like no idea who she is, like, yeah, let's give you a glass of water. Like she seems very ill, and
Yeah, a bowl, please.
Benedict Wong is just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, Aunt Gladys was great, and I get why people find it funny because, like, also, like with the this is like Amy Madigan, Zach Krieger gave her two choices to play the role, how he wanted her to play it. Either she could play it as an older lady who was a bit eccentric and who was into witchcraft, or he could play it as she's actually not a human being at all. She's something very old and evil and who has adopted the form of a human, and the way she is, the way she acts with the wig and the makeup is how she assumes a human is, and that's how she played it. So, and I know there's possibly an Aunt Gladys prequel coming.
I think that's in the works.
Yeah, that's in the works. So like Aunt Gladys, the reason you find her so funny is because she's not a human. She is something old and ancient and evil.
Oh yeah.
So that's why it's, and yes, there is humor that comes from that way she's playing it, but there's also when, like, once again, when she's not trying to be like that, she is very sinister. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And I got a question for you, because like one of my friends was not a huge fan of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And part of the reason why, I think he wasn't a fan of the whole twist with the Aunt Gladys thing. I'm like, I get if some people kind of thought that it was a little weak, but I thought it was fine. I thought it was interesting enough. But like another part was when the AK
Mm-hmm.
shows up in like Josh Brolin's dream. Like my friend was just like, what the fuck is that supposed to mean? But I'm like, I don't know.
There's multiple theories.
I was gonna say, because
theories?
I told my friend, it's like it just it's supposed to like make you think. It's one of those things where it's like, because they even mention like Josh Brolin's character Archer is like, all these kids are fucking running like projectile missiles and shit over to this house. It's like, and when you hear a line like that, you're like, oh, that's why this film is called Weapons.
It's well, it's all about parasites because Aunt Gladys is a parasite.
Yeah.
Who sucks it and everything like that. And also, there's so many theories, you got to look into this, man, because there's so many theories. Like even the little girl telling the story and everything, she lies. The parents, like at one point in time when they say that we haven't seen this woman in 15 years, right?
Yeah.
Aunt Gladys, and then Aunt Gladys tells the boy, "I haven't seen you since you were a baby."
Yeah.
At 15 years old. And they also say like the townspeople lied about the story, and you'll never find out what really happened. It's like some people assumed like the AK floating above the house that he saw was like, maybe these kids didn't walk out and disappear in the night. Maybe they were, a school thing. You know what I mean? And also, it's also Josh Brolin's character clearly has been in the military. And so maybe he was seeing that because he was, been to war, and that's why he was seeing it. And also the way the kids run with the arms out like that and all that. And then that's actually taken from a very famous Vietnam picture of a little girl. It's a very famous. You got to see it.
I heard of this.
Yeah, the little girl running down the street with and people being killed and stuff with their arms out like that. And just running, crying with their arms out like that. And so that's why he made the kids run like that.
Yeah.
So like there's so much behind this.
Yeah, it's funny when like people compare it to the Naruto run. It's like it's not exactly
It's not
exactly
based
the
on
same.
something really tragic.
Yeah, I was gonna say like it's not the Naruto run, but I get what you're saying. Cause
I don't even know what Naruto is anyways.
Well,
So
I'm pretty well, here's the thing. They run like this, right?
I don't. Yeah, okay.
the Naruto run is you have your arms back
Yeah.
like that,
Well, the
which is
reason,
not the same position.
No, they run turns out it's literally taken from a very very serious image of a little girl running down the streets in Vietnam with bombs going off and kids being killed and stuff.
Yeah.
So like that's why they run like that. It's to evoke this imagery, and it's great imagery. It's see, that's why I'm getting at. Like, I think most people have forgotten what storytelling is. I do not think this is elevated horror. And
No.
I see you guys see some people calling Zach Krager a new generation of auteur. Yeah, maybe he's a little auteur. I do not think this is elevated horror, but I do think this is what is the word I'm looking for here? Because I don't think it's elevated horror, because I think it's real horror, but it's also got elements of actually, like, because it deals with grief and everything. So it's like, it's not a social commentary either. What am I looking for? What's the word I'm looking for?
Yeah, I can't even find the word you're talking about.
I can't think of a word, but no, I don't believe this is elevated or social commentary or anything like that. And maybe it is a bit auteur, but it is something, a very original horror movie that takes all these great things from other, like, you can tell he's very, very influenced by these and very respectful of these like horror things that he likes. No, it's not like a slasher movie, which is my favorite form of horror. That's my favorite brand of horror. It's like a slasher. No, this is much more in the vein of like a psychological. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah,
it's much more psychological. It's a psychological horror film that deals with grief and everything and stuff like this, and I think it really plays well. I don't know. I just don't get the people calling it a comedy. Yes, I don't think. Either. I mean, I get Paul's and James are the funniest, have funny moments. Yes, that's funny moments. Yeah, I know Paul is rip off of from Magnolia. I know that.
John C. Reilly's character.
I know it. Yeah, I think you could take his section out of the film. This is like my biggest complaint that I would have the film is like, yes, you could take his section out of the film, and I think it wouldn't change the movie one bit. Yes, Alex's is a little slow. Alex's story is a little slow, but it does bring it all, the mystery all together, and gets you where you need to be. Could Alex's story have been trimmed up a little bit? Probably could.
That was my whole thing, was like, I think his story could have been a little trimmed up, a little more tighter. But I get why it was a little long, but like I felt like it dragged just a little bit. Just a little bit. That I thought, like, as pointless as you thought Paul's side was, I didn't think his story dragged. I was like, okay.
No,
like,
his is actually really quick. And like I said, that's why
I know.
It doesn't really amount to anything other than we get to see that he actually was cheating on his girlfriend.
Yeah, exactly. Wife. And they don't show it too much to where like there's like, you don't see actual butt sex. It's just one shot.
And then it never really follows up on it. It never goes back to it. So
it never goes back to it, which is nice.
I really feel like that could have been left out. It could have been left on the movie. I sort of get why it's in there, because like, once again, it's a stage of grief. So it's, some people do when they're dealing with grief and everything, and you know, to give you a background on who's Paul character is and what and all that. It's just kind of like whatever.
Yeah. But also, like, Tom, if you're rewatching this, if the Magnolia connection is worrying you, no frogs rain at the end of Weapons.
I'll be honest with you. I really don't see Tom liking this movie.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
See Tom ripping. He's going to rip into it when he sees it. He's going to rip into it.
I was gonna
that he hated it.
I was gonna say, like, after seeing this a second time, I'm like, yeah, this is not a Tom movie.
Yeah, I don't think Tom. Like, I didn't even think it would be a me movie, but I actually really liked it. So
I didn't think it'd be a you movie either. I was like, I heard you were like looking forward to it and shit, but I was watching it being like, oh god, this is gonna be another one of these movies they bring on, and they're both gonna shit on me for liking.
I think Tom might shit on it. I do, and I'm nothing against that. Then that's fine. Like I said, like, once again, that's fine. I don't, it's absolutely fine. I'm not gonna be like, oh, Tom, damn it,
Yeah.
But I don't foresee Tom liking this movie. I really don't.
No,
I could be wrong, but I don't foresee it.
I don't either. Plus, I don't know.
I was surprised I actually liked it, to be honest with you, but I did.
I think this is easily like one of the best of the year.
It is. It's one of the best.
It's one of the best of the year, and like, a lot of what's so weird is like a lot of the movies that have come out that I've seen this year, most of them have been from Warner Brothers.
Well, Warner Brothers has the top 4 or 5 movies of the year, and
Yeah,
now
I
they're going to
know.
be sold. If
Yeah.
they sell them to Netflix, I'm done. I'm done with Warner Brothers if Netflix buys them.
I was gonna say if Netflix actually does buy them, that's kind
Yeah,
of
I'm
cooked.
done
That's
with
kind of
them.
cooked. I mean, even if Paramount gets them, that also sounds kind of cooked. But I don't know. It's just weird. I don't know why they would want to be bought. It's like the amount of IP that they own is insane.
It's
To
just the
where
way the movie studios are worked now. It's just like Disney buying Fox and Lucasfilm and all them. They're
No,
all
I was just
sort of
gonna
merged
say like
together now.
it'd be really bad if we had another Disney Fox part 2.
That's what's going to happen. Whether Paramount buys Warner Brothers or Netflix or some other company,
Yeah,
Universal, it's all. That's what it's turning into now, which sucks.
it does
But
suck.
I really enjoyed Weapons. I like Zach Krager.
Yeah.
Actually like the movie Miss March. I do. So
Yeah, I
which
haven't
was
seen
his first movie.
I was gonna say I haven't seen Miss March.
Even he doesn't like it. He doesn't like it.
Oh.
But because you know, it was their first movie, they really didn't know what they were doing. Him and Trevor Moore, sorry,
Well, there's a
not
lot of
Trevor Noah, Trevor Moore. They directed it together. But you know,
I was gonna say there's a lot of filmmakers that are kind of like, oh, their earlier work is like, yeah, I don't want to look at that anymore.
yeah,
Because
but
when you're making movies like on a whole other level like this and Barbarian, it's like I understand why he wouldn't like Miss March because Barbarian was my introduction to him, and I had no
I understand.
idea. I had no idea he did comedy or anything. I was just
Oh
like,
yeah, I knew all about him well before these movies.
yeah, but I saw Barbarian, I think like a year after it came out, like on streaming, because that's sadly the only place where you could watch it.
I
So
haven't seen it.
I watched it and I was like, oh yeah, this was pretty good. Like I kind of get the hype that people are giving it. And then I heard he was making this movie called Weapons, and it was like when they announced it, like remember when Pedro Pascal was announced to be in it, and then
Yeah, I didn't.
Jo-
I mean,
Jo-
I heard about that later. I never knew. I never knew about
oh,
the cast or anything
I heard
beforehand.
about it when they like first announced it, and I was like, at first I was like, oh my god, again. It's like, why is he in everything?
You know, it's funny. I was watching this movie, and I once again I know Tom doesn't like Josh Brolin, so I know that's going to hurt him for the movie as well. But I do not watching that movie and watching Josh Brolin. There's no way Pedro Pascal could have played the role
Fuck no.
of a former military man who owns his own construction company who is very manly. I could have seen Pedro playing the gay principal. I could have totally seen him playing the gay principal.
Yes.
But there's no way he could have played the Josh Brolin role.
That's so
no way.
No. I was just gonna say, because when they announced that Josh Brolin was going to be in the movie, like replacing Pedro Pascal, when I saw those news, I was like, fucking upgrade. Like that's such an upgrade. Because like I get why some people like Tom are sick of Josh Brolin, but like
I really haven't seen him in much outside of the
but like-
Marvel
but
stuff
like-
lately.
yeah, because like but I because he does like, I don't know. I mean, he's done a few blockbusters here and there, but he's done a lot of like shorter films, like, you know, No Country and what else? Like he did American Gangster and shit like that. But like, you know, he's done a lot of like supporting roles and stuff. And, you know, the fact that he's doing a smaller film like this and not a Marvel movie is kind of nice to see. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
I don't think there's
and
nothing wrong with
and
Brolin Ace. I liked him.
I
So
I
don't
like
think there's
him
nothing
too.
wrong.
I thought he was fucking incredible in this.
Yeah,
Like he
I was
like
like,
he I'm like he can really sell the angry parent who
mhm.
wants to find his child. Like I agree 100%. I
just could not have seen Pedro playing that part.
no, fuck
No way in me.
fuck
I could have seen
no.
him playing.
I was
I
like,
was
there's
watching that. I was like, yeah, I could totally see him playing the gay principal, Marcus. I could
Oh,
totally see
yeah.
him playing it. I could totally. It's that role was right. That role
either
was
him
tailored
or
for him.
the husband that gets killed.
Well, no, that guy was just kind of a bit background character.
No, I know, but like fucking, I'm just saying, like he could have played either one of those two.
And that's what also I did like is like they didn't shove the gay thing in your face.
No,
Like
it
a
was
lot
very,
like
It was very
was just-
natural. It wasn't
Yeah.
forced. It was very natural. It's like that's why I don't mind, especially with like horror movies when they do it. It's like you know, if
And
it's
they
an
get the worst. Matter of fact, they get the worst of it than anybody outside of
Yeah,
like some emotional damage for the young kids.
I was gonna say,
So,
I was gonna
and
say,
Gladys.
I was gonna say, like, you know, it's like that's the thing with like with films, and it's like if you're gonna put it in, like if it's not forced, if it's not like pushing like a certain agenda, it's like that's like what most people have a problem with.
Yes.
That doesn't happen in this movie because believe me, there's a fuck ton of other movies and horror movies that have like sprinkles of like gay themes and shit in there, but it's like it's not heavy in it. It's just there.
Yeah.
And it happens and it's, you know, that's kind of what this movie does. So it's not like
so it wasn't like in your face or anything like that. It
no,
wasn't
they
I don't
didn't
believe it was the message driven.
they didn't make it important to the plot or anything or
Matter of fact, some people were complaining about it, thought that the gays were treated badly in the movie because of what happens to them and how they eat 7 hot dogs for dinner.
Yeah, I know, it's funny because
some people were like, "Oh yeah, you get all the 2 gay guys and you're eating them, having them eat hot dogs for dinner."
that was kind of funny though.
It's actually the reason they're eating those is it's a nod to Trevor Moore from a sketch they did in from the Whitest Kids You Know.
Oh, I didn't know it was from a sketch.
There's a sketch where Trevor plays a doctor, and he's talking to this guy, and he's like, because he comes in and the guy's like, he's looking at his test and he's talking about how high his cholesterol and everything is, and he's like, so how many hot dogs do you say you eat a day? And the guy's like 7, and he's like 7 hot dogs. That's a lot. So you got to watch the skit. It's funny. So like that's why there's 7 hot dogs is because it's based on that joke.
I didn't know it was based on that, but Zach Kreger recently was being interviewed by Letterboxd, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think it was like just recent, and he was like, "Oh no, he was doing one of those reading reviews on Letterboxd."
Yeah.
And somebody mentioned the hot dogs thing and somebody questioning like why that many. And Zach Kreger was like, somebody was serving me hot dogs. I'd eat like 3 or 4 of those.
That's part of the joke.
Yeah. So like
no, that's part of the joke because the guy's first he tells him like, I don't know, I eat about 3 or 4 a day, and he's like, come on, he's like,
because the stuff that
7.
Because the stuff that you explained like in depth, he didn't get into.
Mm-hmm.
He just said like, "Oh, I would normally eat that many hot dogs."
He was fucking with he was making a joke because that is literally part of the joke when the guy's talking to him about how many hot dogs he eat. Because he says like 3 or 4, and then he goes 7.
Yeah.
So that's like, yeah, he was going with the joke there. No, but then like I dug into this movie after watching it. I watched a lot of things about it and looked about it, and like there's so much to unpack in this movie that I don't think so many people have watched it. I think so many people watched it, saw either a horror movie or a comedy, and they didn't unpack everything. And that's the thing of being a film guy like we are, is like,
yeah.
After watching it, I wanted to unpack everything and seeing things that I saw, nods to other movies I've seen, other stuff, and knowing and actually being a fan of The Whitest Kids You Know, and knowing now that this is who it was and everything. So like I was focused on this movie, and I was surprised. I'll be truly honest with you. I was surprised I liked it because I did not think I would. I was excited to see it, because I was wanting to give it a chance, but I did not think this movie would quite be at my wheelhouse, and it was.
I didn't think it would either, honestly. I feel like I honestly, and this is probably because I don't know your definition of quote unquote elevated horror, but I had a feeling you'd be like, oh, this is another one of those fucking
I don't think
crap.
it. Yeah, I know. My definition of elevated horror is things like Heredity, the Babadook, Hereditary, the Babadook, stuff like that.
Okay, because I'm pretty damn sure Zach Kreger did say he did take inspiration from Hereditary.
I haven't heard that one. I have not heard that one.
I have heard. I mean, have you seen Hereditary?
The movie looks absolutely stupid.
I
so,
I don't like most of Ari Aster's stuff. I didn't like
I'm not a
Midsommar.
fan of that or Midsummer, Hereditary, stuff
did
like that is elevated horror.
I did like Hereditary though. I thought that was good.
From what I've seen of it, I can't even watch it. I'm with Double Fett. From what I've seen of it, what I've watched of it, it's just like I was like, this is fucking stupid.
Honestly, it's the only thing I like from him that I've seen. So
I don't believe this is. I know somebody labeled this once as hipster horror. I don't know if I'd label it as that.
I've never heard of hipster horror.
Yeah, I've heard somebody label something new as like hipster horror. I was like, I don't think this is pretentious. I don't think this is trying to be something like, see how clever I really am.
No.
You know what I mean? I don't think it's like something like we are super smart, because people came out of it thinking it was a comedy. Some people did. So I don't think this is like that type of movie where it's elevated or something. I think this is a movie that is very personal to Zach Cregger. Mm-hmm. I think this is an original horror film that can be interpreted in many different ways. And I don't think it's elevated. Because I don't think, like, also, like, when I think, like, another comedian turned into thinks he makes horror, he doesn't. Jordan Peele's movies. His is elevated horror because he's always making a social commentary about white people bad, black people good. So I don't think that's what Zach Cregger is doing in his type of horror movies. I think what Zach Cregger is doing, and why people think like Barbarian and this are comedies, is like he's taking elements of like, from what I know about Barbarian, it's sort of a play on like, oh, this woman rented this house and this man also rented this house. Will they fall in love? And it turns into something horrifying. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's what I've heard of it. That's what I've heard of Barbarian. I don't really know because I've never seen it. I think this is something like, what if a bunch of kids went missing?
Yeah. If you liked Weapons, you'll probably like Barbarian.
And I think that's where it's some like some people see it as a comedy. Like, what if some of these kids went missing and they ran this way and like this? And so I could kind of see I can see it. Don't get me wrong. I can see where some people thought it was, but I don't think it. I personally just do not see this as a comedy. I do not. And there's just so many layers to this movie. It's like so many nods to like so many like David Fincher and Shining and so many other, and Tarantino. I just think this was like, PTA. I think this was I thought this was a pretty good film. Is it perfect? No, it's not perfect.
No.
Is there stuff that could have been trimmed up and changed a little bit? Yeah, but not every movie is perfect. So no. I think some of the hype this movie gets is well deserved.
I was gonna say this is definitely one of the better movies to come out this year. I mean, there were some movies. There were a decent amount of movies this year I did like, and this was one of them. Brian Bart's been asking the question a lot in the chat.
But to be honest with you, I don't know. I don't know much about the games. Not a gamer, but from what I've heard of some of the stuff he's got planned, it might be just as bad, just like the other ones. Don't get me wrong. I like Zach Cregger, and I think he did a great job in this movie. But his film may just be just another bad Resident Evil film.
No, I don't think so. You know why?
Why?
He said in an interview he has not seen any of the Paul.
No, but he also, from what I've heard, like, once again, I don't know. I know just about Raccoon City, and I know the character of Leon. That's it. That's the only thing I know about him, really.
Yeah. But like
his movie is not going to be any of the video game characters. It's just set in the world of Resident Evil.
Yeah, which honestly, if the story and the whole final product is good, I'm okay with that.
If it turns out good, but I don't know. I'd rather just see him. I'd rather him do something original again, personally.
I mean, I do too, but like honestly, seeing Barbarian and Weapons, it's like I can tell that he is a fan of Resident Evil, and I've played some of the games, and I think he'd do a good job if it's good. But like, well, I wouldn't say PTA to Paul W.S. Anderson just because he said in an interview he has not seen any of the movies.
I don't.
Any
Yeah,
of
I get
them.
that.
So
but like,
don't say it's gonna be like those movies.
I don't mean like when I say be like this movie, I don't mean they're going to be like the Mila Jovovich movies. I mean it's going to be another example of it's based on a video game, but it really has nothing to do with the video game other than it's set in the world of the video game. It's not going to follow any of the characters, any of the stories that were set up in the games.
I mean,
that aggravates me on the level of like somebody who maybe read a book or a comic book and they say, well, we're going to do a movie like this, but it's not going to be based on any of the stories you've ever read. It's just going to be set in the world of DC or Marvel.
Well,
you know what I mean? Or it's like, oh, I read this incredible novel. Yeah, we're going to make a movie on that, but it's just set in the world of the novel. It's not based on the novel.
I get what you're saying, but I'm going to disagree with you for one reason. They haven't completely cracked the code with video game movies.
That's because they don't base them on the story.
but considering how, how big the Resident Evil world is, you could tell a story with different characters
and they
in
did
that world
for years.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, and I don't know, maybe Zach Kreger will throw in Leon in a short part, or Jill Valentine or whatever. Like maybe there'll be references to the games because he says he's a fan of the games, and that's what
I'm
he's
sure
taking
there will
inspiration
be lots
from.
But I think at least use the characters from
and not
the movie.
And that's fine. And maybe they'll use the characters if the movie's a success. And
we'll see.
And he kind of has a plan for it because
I'm
sure it's going to be a Sony film because they own the rights.
I wish he would do something original. I wish he'd go back to doing something original.
I mean, he probably will.
I know he's going to, but like this is what happens with directors like this. It's like when they become you got to make a big hit movie. You want a franchise now, so here's your franchise.
Yeah,
so
but
okay.
Yeah, but this feels like more of a passion thing for him. I feel like it doesn't feel like something that's like given to him. At least that's the way I take it.
That's the thing. Is like when you prove yourself as a director and you make original movies, and they become huge hits, they take those directors who are making those original movies and they give them franchise movies, and then they're stuck in the franchise world from then on out. And
I mean, that's true.
That kind of stifles them a bit.
But that's why so many of them.
And that's why I'm kind of. I mean, I know Tom don't like him as well too, but that's why I'm glad the guy that did Scott Derrickson went back to horror and did the Black Phone movies.
Oh yeah,
I'm
me
so
too.
glad he didn't get stuck at the Marvel thing, and he made. I love the Black Phone films.
I'm glad too. Wait, you saw the second one?
Yeah, I went to the theaters and watched it.
Oh wow, you actually went to the fucking theater and watched it.
I watched the first movie. I bought it. And I loved it.
No,
I went and watched the theater, and I watched the second one. I think the second one is way better than the first movie. I enjoyed the hell out of it. It's probably my favorite movie of the year so far.
Wow. Okay, because I heard some people say they didn't love it.
Oh, I loved it. I don't give a shit what other people think about stuff, though.
That's crazy.
And like I said, if you don't like a movie, cool. You don't like a movie. You don't have to like what I like. I don't have to like what you like. You can think it's this or you can think it's that. Personally, I enjoyed the hell out of the second movie. Thought it was better and scarier and just better movie.
Wow, that's very high praise.
Yeah.
No, like the reason Black Phone 2, it's like I'll watch it eventually, but like
I think you're just trolling me now at this point. So
that's great.
I'm pretty sure he's just trolling me this whole time.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I do like Ethan Hawke a lot as an actor, so like
I like his acting. I don't like him in real life.
In real life?
Yeah, he's a bit of a prick. I don't like the political shit either, so I try not to listen to him talk outside of the movie.
I don't know if I've heard him say anything like political, but like I don't know. I've heard him like talk about other things that
he's a typical Hollywood guy. I don't give a shit.
I haven't seen him do any of that stuff.
Oh, dude, it's all over. So it's just like it was on my feed today. He was on The View talking shit, and I'm like, I don't want to hear this. I don't give a shit.
Well, you got to do what you got to do. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Brian Barth. I'm like Ethan Hawke. Like, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
I really,
he's a typical Hollywood guy.
I mean, he probably does, but I barely hear him talk about.
But no,
political
I
shit.
liked the movie. I thought it was good. I thought it was the Black Phone 2 was good.
It's also a
was so much
Blumhouse.
scarier.
It's
And yeah, and I don't even like Blumhouse.
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't like Blumhouse.
Yeah, because like most, especially like their more recent shit, has been so bad.
There's like maybe 5 Blumhouse movies I can count that I actually like. So.
Even ones that aren't horror.
No, I would say the Black Phone 2, Happy Death Day. I like the first Happy Death Day.
I didn't like that.
I know that a lot of people don't. But I liked the first Happy Death Day. I did. I enjoyed it. It doesn't do a lot of the stuff slashers should do because it's neutered a little bit, but I thought it was hilarious, and I thought the chick in the movie made up for it. That's actually about it, really.
Whiplash is the best Blumhouse movie.
I had never seen Whiplash, so.
Well, that's a shame because it's a brilliant movie. But yeah, that's one of the best.
I respect him as an actor. I do respect Ethan Hawke.
I was gonna say he's a real.
I just don't like listening to actors talk outside, especially when they go on shows like The View, because it's not talking about the movie. You know what they get them to talk about.
That's the problem with shows like that. It's like,
so I don't tend to listen to actors, period.
But compared to
I prefer listening to directors, even
I agree
when they talk about their movies.
No, I agree. That's why I always looked up to directors more so than actors, and that's why I want to be a director. You know what I mean? But honestly, compared to other actors, like he is not the worst compared to like a bunch of other actors. So that's why I've never really had a problem with him.
But anyways, I did like Weapons. I liked Black Phone 2. It was good. I thought Weapons was really good. I know. Okay, like you guys got to understand when I like a movie and stuff, because I know people don't like a lot, because I'll like a full moon movie, which is low class B. Like most people would think is an absolute stupid movie. And I'll say like, oh man, that movie was great. So when I say I liked the Black Phone 2 and I thought it was the best movie I've seen so far this year, is because it reminded me of a good old fashioned slasher horror film, much in the vein of Freddy Krueger. It's very much like a Nightmare on Elm Street film.
Yeah.
So I think they nailed the aesthetics of the 80s, of the like 1982. I like the characters. I think the villain is great. So to me, when I say I like that movie, that's why I liked it. Is Weapons probably a better movie than Black Phone 2? Yes. It is. Weapons is probably a better movie than Black Phone 2. But to me, Black Phone 2 is more in my wheelhouse of the type of horror I like. So to me, I thought it was an incredible movie. And I also think Weapons is an incredible movie. So you got to understand where I'm coming from. That's why I say art is interpretive. And I don't care if you like or dislike what I like. You could rip into anything I like and hate it, and I would not argue with you. I would not be mad at you. And I like if Tom, when he sees this, if he hates Weapons, it's cool. Tom has his opinion. I don't care.
I bring on
his opinions will be valid.
I was gonna say like a lot of like some of the stuff that I say I like is like some people like Tom really don't like it. For example, Sinners, a movie I actually like.
I have no interest in Sinners.
That's fine. That's fine. But I'm just saying, but you know, a movie like that is, like you said, it's art. You view it however the fuck you look at it. Same with One Battle After Another. Some people think it's
I have no interest in that movie either.
I
understand, but no, I get exactly where you're coming from. So
but
that's
but
what
what's
I'm
weird.
saying.
What's weird is like those two along with Weapons are like some of the better movies this year. I don't know. Like it's fucking weird, but like, you know, I also like how Greg likes the full moon stuff. I've gravitated to liking some of the more artsy stuff, even though some of it gets a bad rap.
The stuff I like is not artsy. It's not artsy at all.
I know.
I am not a big artsy fan, and I could totally see why you would.
Honestly, it's not like I'm like a.
But you went to school and stuff, so you learned a little more about it. To me, it's just I just like
It's
I
not even.
like titties and I like bad B movies.
Hey. Art house movies have plenty of titties.
Yeah, they do, but they're not the same. They're not the
They're
same.
not the.
I like the
Dude.
trashiness of the, I like the trashiness.
Hey. Titties are titties, man. Okay.
They are, but like the artsy thing, sometimes it just feels very, very artsy and like she's posing like this, like Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa, but topless. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. Just show me the chick popping her top real quick.
Okay.
So, I like the
Yeah.
trashiness of it. So
No,
that's just me. Sue me.
No, I get it.
But I mean, I want to get ready and close down because this went on way longer than, and we're gone off of weapons. I liked the weapons. I think it was great. Too. I do look forward to see what Zach Krager does. I'm not putting down the Resident Evil movie. I have to see a trailer first. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, can talk about cast announcements, what he's going to do and everything. Yeah. I have to see footage before I can actually judge whether or not I will see it.
I'll say this. I'm likely going to see it more than you just because
I have to see footage first of anything before I see it.
Well, of course, but like, but I don't know. It's like, it's weird because like I will agree, like footage is a big thing. Trailers, like that's why I'll admit I was interested in Tron Ares when those trailers came out.
I thought that trailer looked retarded from the first time I saw it.
I didn't think it was retarded. I thought it was fucking cool, but maybe
it looked so stupid.
Maybe that was just the music, but the movie itself is not good.
Yeah, I know.
The movie itself is not fucking good. The trailers are much better, and the music's fucking good. The movie itself, no.
See, that's where already we're different. Like I saw the trailer, I was like, nope.
Yeah, what's funny is I think it was when the second trailer came out is when the first trailer for Mortal Kombat 2 came out.
Mm-hmm.
And you were more interested in that.
Yeah, I was.
I thought
it actually looked fun.
I understand you think it looks fun, but I kind of felt the opposite. Well, not the opposite. Like that trailer was fine, but
see, this is what I'm talking about. Okay, real quick, because I want to close down. I don't want to get into another long conversation.
Yeah. Let's not.
With the Mortal Kombat stuff, it's like it's the actual characters from the game set in the Mortal Kombat world. Now, once again, I don't play video games, but I know some of the story of the Mortal Kombat, and I understand your complaints about the first movie. I completely get them. I had fun with the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
I still think the original is the better movie.
I agree.
Yeah, I do think it's a better movie. I saw the second one. I wasn't sold on what's his name being Johnny Cage because I thought he was too old.
Oh, me too.
But it looked good,
Carl
and it looked a little bit more like the video game. So I was, I was pleasantly surprised with that.
I will say,
that's what I'm talking about. At least these movies are set in the Mortal Kombat world with the Mortal Kombat characters.
That's true, but here's the thing: as a huge fan, there's at least like one or two characters in there where I'm like, I don't like where this is going, but there's a couple of other characters. See, okay, like Jade, you know, the feminist bald buzz.
Yeah, chick. I did hear some people complaining about that. I did.
That is, I'm sorry. Like as a fan, like when you see what Jade looks like in the games, it's like she's like smoking hot. And, oh my god!
I get that because it's also Hollywood, so they're going to ruin good-looking women.
Yeah, that's the problem.
That's what they do.
Like I'll say this: the actress that plays Katana, she is very good-looking.
Mm-hmm.
She's a hot Asian chick. I'm like, all right, let's fucking go. But you couldn't do the same for Jade. Well, I know Jade's a little darker skin, but it's like you could have picked someone that was a lot better looking.
Prettier.
Yeah, a lot prettier. It's like, but that's what, you know, most of the ninja, you know, women look like in Mortal Kombat. They're very easy on the eyes, and they should be good looking.
They should.
And also like
that is one problem is like that's why video game stuff still don't do well and other stuff is because they always change.
Yeah. I will say
always end up changing some stuff that just do not need to be changed, and they're afraid to let women look good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I'll say this, like in terms of that trailer, after seeing it, like I'm still not completely sold on Carl Urban, but I can see why they casted him as Johnny Cage because he's an actor I think that could carry a bunch of those other actors, because a huge problem with that first movie, other than just
Yeah, it was the plot armor guy.
the plot armor guy, and just like a bunch of other actors
Kano was probably
other
the
than
best part.
Hiroyuki Sanada that are like, these people can't carry a film.
Yeah, they needed a star.
But
They
Hiroyuki
clearly
Sanada,
needed a star.
but Scorpion was barely in the first movie, and I'm like, why wasn't he the main character? Because that would make sense.
I
But
agree
then,
with you on that.
like, you know, seeing a little bit of what Carl Urban's doing with Johnny Cage, still not a fan of them casting him just because he's, you know, a little too old. But I think, you know, he's charismatic enough to where it's like, okay, like this will probably be a watchable film. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like he'll be entertaining and funny as shit. That's probably why I like The Boys a little more than most people, is because he doesn't. But
the first episode of The Boys and was out immediately.
See, I was into it.
I thought it was retarded.
Yeah, but okay, but his character as like Billy, like Butcher, dude, like that character is so fucking good, so fucking funny.
But
so that's
I don't want to get into that. So
yeah. I'm just saying, like, he carries the show for me though. Carl Urban.
All right, but let's go ahead and end it there. I appreciate your entertainment coming on. I did like Weapons. I thought Weapons.
I was just gonna say it was good talking Weapons with you. That's why I brought it on again, because I'm like, I actually want to talk about this with you.
I wanted to talk about it too, and like I said, I'm gonna be honest with you. There's no way I was going to have this conversation with Tom, because I'm pretty sure if Tom does watch this, he is not going to like it, and he's going to rip into it. And that's, once again, that's fine.
Yeah, he probably will.
Fine. He's going to rip into it. I don't think he's going to like it. I think he's going to say the effing sucks. So.
Oh yeah. I mean.
Yeah, and then, but I look forward to hearing what he says, because I was gonna say
it's not gonna be surprising, his reaction. I mean, the most surprising thing is if he ends up liking it, but I don't know.
If he ends up liking it, I would be absolutely surprised.
I would be surprised.
I would be so happy, but I don't believe he will. I really truly don't believe he will like this movie.
Well, I mean, he didn't like Sinners, and a bunch of other people did, so I can see him not liking this either.
So, but that's where
they're different. They're different movies, but like, considering how critical Tom is, but at the same time, he liked Superman and I didn't, so I don't know.
I did like Superman too, but I'm being honest.
I know you like Superman.
Be honest with you, I'm not sold on James Gunn and his DC universe. But
well, not anymore, right?
but that being said, good night, everybody out in the chat and everybody at home. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. I appreciate each and all you guys for sticking and listening to us ramble about movies, whether we liked it or not. So, but I appreciate you guys. Thank you. I know we can get a little talkative and stuff, and not everybody likes what we like, but I appreciate you guys listening to us. Thank you guys. Have a good night. As always, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
How you doing? Bitches leave.